High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history at Haltom. Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout. A perfect game for Danny Bustamante.
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions, Energetic Media Solutions.
And a very bright and sunny hello on this Friday night for football. Welcome to Buddy Echols Field live on the Zap Network. It's Bowie Vol football presented by John Wade Roofing alongside my partner Tim Costello. I'm Zach Arnold. Excited to have you with us for a game that was very high scoring, over 100 combined points last season, Tim. But there's been a lot of turnover on both offenses, so there's no telling exactly how exciting this one might be.
Yeah, so far we've seen some good offensive numbers from this Bowie team, but what we've also seen is a bit of a propensity to give up some points on defense. I think Coach Sam would be the first one to tell you that, especially situational defense hasn't been his friend so far this season. In the first game of the year, they basically had that game put away with a late turnover that they forced, having the ball, and could have just kneeled on it. Instead, they let the game go to overtime before they finally put it away. And then last week, obviously, had a lead. It got out of hand. They made it close late, but were unable to find a way to win that game. But no, they've put up points offensively. I think it'll be up to the defense, which is the one that had the side of the ball that had the more returning players this year, which is interesting.
They did, yeah.
That they've had some of the struggles they've had.
They're going to be anchored by the middle linebacker, which is how most defenses are anchored. Galatian Pauagafi had a huge one-handed interception that turned into a highlight for us here on the Zap Network. So we'll be looking to see what he's able to do coming into this ball game. But, when you've got a quarterback that's got a 6 touchdown to 2 interception ratio, almost 700 yards passing, you have to think that that's a good start to things. And hopefully the rest of the dominoes will fall in a positive manner on both sides of the ball. Get a little bit of a spark from your quarterback, a spark from your offense, and maybe it can inspire the defense to make the necessary stands.
No, absolutely. And this is a pretty well-rounded offense, too, Zach. Like, obviously, Maxwell Nichols is kind of the big guy out there at wide receiver, 18 catches, 318 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But he is not the only guy who can go off for 100 yards. I think it was Bird out last week, had a really big game, 10 catches, 170 yards. There's athletes all over the place. Pondexter's a smart runner with the football. Had learned a lot from some of the seniors that were here last year on a very, very good volunteers team. And then you just look at the athletes, right? You're not asking Bibbs to do a ton. Yes, he's averaging 350 yards a game right now, but not a ton of those throws are deep downfield. He's
Right.
getting the ball into the hands of his playmakers near or at the line of scrimmage and allowing them to make plays for him.
Burdo was the biggest recipient of that favor. 9 catches, 172 yards, basically 19 to 20 yards per catch and a touchdown. But then Tennyson had a big touchdown as well. Mad Max, as you mentioned, he was over 100 receiving yards. Kedrick Osunde-Brown had 4 catches for 76 yards, made the most of his touches. So there are 4 players on this Bowie receiving core that 2 games into the season are already over 100 receiving yards. And so it's some very even distribution, and we're hoping that that parity continues for the Bowie Volunteers in their last non-district game of the year. Last year, it did not go in their favor, fell 72 to 33, but after that 0-3 start, they went 7-0 and then crushed Jesuit in the bi-district round. So rattling off 8 wins in a row after playing Coppell. One way or another, this game is going to show us a lot about who Bowie is and how to prepare themselves for district play.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things you mentioned, 4 different receivers going for over 100 yards in these first 2 games, but that really talks to is just the explosiveness of the playmakers on this team. And they're not coming from a ton of balls, right? 4 balls, 79 yards last week for Sunday-Brown. These are guys who can catch the ball and hit a home run at any point the ball gets in their hand. You've got 3 or 4 of those guys on offense for the Volunteers. And with Bowie, the problem has never been talent. They are one of the most athletic teams that we cover, right? I think they have some unbelievably talented football players.
Absolutely.
The problem with Bowie has always been execution, and it's been shooting yourself in the foot with bad penalties. They have really had a problem with the discipline side of things on the penalty side, where a great drive is going and then a holding penalty drops things off, and then next thing you know, we're punting. So as they clean those things up, that's what caused them to go on that run last year. They cleaned up those penalties and were able to play clean football and get some wins. When they take drives and start going backwards, that's the Bowie that shoots themselves in the foot. You punt a couple times early in the game, now you're down 21-0, now you're pressing, now turnovers, and that's how 72 points get given up.
Yeah, it can be, for sure. It's interesting to note that last week's game against Waxahachie for the Cowboys was canceled before it even got a chance to start. So they've only got 1 game under their belt, a 28-20 win at Saxe. And even though the game went for over 5 hours because of the delay, Bowie did get their full game in. They got to celebrate their teachers and staff on Teacher Appreciation Night over at Choctaw Stadium. Pops and I legged that one out, and it resulted in a very tightly contested 38-36 finish. Do you think getting to play that extra game is in Bowie's favor, or does it go against them because they've been able to, they had to play and got fatigued from playing that extra game and having to wait as long as they did in the weather delay?
I don't think it will be a negative, right? But I also don't think, if they didn't play, it would have been that big of a deal. This is, it's essentially a preseason football game, right? When you look at the comparison to the NFL, Bowie went 0-3 in these games last year and still had what I would call a great year for Coach Sam last year. So
Agreed.
I don't think it was any negative from finishing that game. I do think that the opportunity to just get extra reps. You've got a new starting quarterback this year. You had a senior last year in Nichols. It was Trey Nichols last year, who was phenomenal. Bibbs backed him up. Probably learned a fair bit from him. But at the same time, when it's your turn to take the reins, I could tell you right now, he's going to be glad. He would tell you to your face, Zach, I am glad I got those extra reps. Whether it was a win or not, he looked good. He put up good numbers. He is completing 66% of his passes right now. And again, the more reps you can get before you hit district play, the better.
On the other side of the field, Carter Zingelman will be leading the Coppell offense. 16 of 19 were 200 yards, very efficient in that game against Saxe. Didn't have any touchdown passes, did have 3 touchdown rushes, so he's a dual threat to be looking out for on both stretches of the football field. And worth noting, I checked out his Twitter X page. He's got offers from within the state, UTSA, UNT, Baylor, and then your Houston Cougars, all interested in that young man.
Well, I'll be sure to give Coach a good scouting report tonight after we get the in-person look. But, yeah, I mean, when you look at what he did last week, 322 combined yards between the air and the ground, as you said, 3 touchdowns. And he's an efficient runner, right? 10 yards a clip when he decides to run the football. So this is a guy clearly you've got to pay pretty close attention to. We've got to find a way to eliminate one of those 2 components if it's going to be a successful day for the Volunteers, right? If you're going to say he's not going to beat us on the ground, we're going to keep contained at all times. If he's going to beat us, it's going to be through the air. Let's make our corners go make plays. That's fine, and that's how you have to scheme it up. Or you're going to say, hey, we're going to double cover. We're going to do whatever we have to do. He's going to have to beat us with his legs today, where we get a chance to hit him and make him tired and all those other things, right? But you have to find a way to take away one of those threats if you want to be successful out there.
Head coach of the Cowboys is Antonio Wiley in his 3rd season at the helm. I tried to look as far back as I could on Max Preps. The only recent game between these 2 teams dating all the way back to 2004. In the last 20 years, the only game these 2 teams have played against each other was last year. So they get to renew familiarity, but there's not a whole lot of history between these 2 clubs. So they get to kind of build that history here tonight.
Yeah, probably not a lot of history, but maybe a little bit of animosity.
That is true.
You might have had this game circled on your schedule for 364 days now if you're a Bowie Volunteer, where you got taken out back a little bit last year. You got taken out back and beat a little bit, but that's okay, right? It spurred some change, and it allowed this team to find the best version of themselves, and I fully think that's going to still be in play here. I think this is going to be a good game. I have a good feeling tonight, Zach. I don't think this one's going to get too one-sided. I think there's a ton of athletes on the field for Bowie, and I think Coach Sam does a phenomenal job of letting them make plays.
We'll take a look at the captains as they make their way out to the field, which means we are just a few moments away from kickoff here at Buddy Echols Field. Fans, the pregame show is presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. They're a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call 817-265-3346 or go to chapman-cornelius.com.
Zach, do you have any kind of big predictions tonight? Any players that do you think Bowie has an advantage with?
I really think the skill positions are going to be big in tonight's game, Tim. Like we talked about, those wide receivers, it's tough to double cover anybody on this Bowie roster, because if you cover Nichols, then that means A.J. Burdo is open. If you cover Burdo, then that means Kedrick Osunde-Brown is going to get some big yardage. So I think the wide receiver core for Bowie, we need to have another big performance where 2 different skill position players get at least 100 yards. If they can do that, then I think the offense can keep pace with anybody.
I totally agree with you, and I'm going to throw a little razzle-dazzle at you here. Where are we left? The tight end. Is it Ferguson? Brody Ferguson.
Ferguson is back in the lineup after missing the first 2 games of the season.
I think he is due for a nice performance tonight. As you said, missed the first 2 games of the season. And with all the attention that we've talked about needs to be paid to the wide receivers, this is a guy who could, again, he's going to get a lot of screen work as well. A bigger target in the red zone could be a big factor out there tonight.
Well, Deontay Tennyson has been doing a stellar job in the interim as Bowie takes the field here. So even if we don't see a whole lot of Ferguson, we will get a lot from Tennyson most likely. And who knows, once Ferguson's fully healthy, we might have a jumbo spread package with a couple of tight ends, because both of those young men are extremely talented and deserving of reps.
And they're one of those guys almost like a Jimmy Graham used to be, right? Where they're at some point just really big receivers that you can take advantage of and let them go up and make plays over some smaller cornerbacks when they split them out wide like they do. So I think this, you asked earlier, was it a good thing that they played that game last week? And I think, yeah, because you're still figuring out who your playmakers are this year. And you're still figuring out what the best ways are to allow those guys to go make plays. And I think this team is still evolving week in and week out. You've got guys getting healthy. You've got a quarterback who theoretically will get better week in and week out as he gets those reps. So I'm really excited, Zach. I think this is, again, I've said it earlier, I think this is going to be a fantastic game tonight.
Bowie has taken the field. It's homecoming night for the Coppell Cowboys as they take the field on the near side. Pretty healthy contingent of students making their way into the stands.
Zach,
there was a pretty good cookout that was happening in the parking lot, too.
I noticed that you were homeschooled. So what are your thoughts on mums? Because I thought they were outrageous when I was in school, but they've gotten even bigger. I saw one today on Facebook that was like the size of the kid. There was a tiny head
about
poking
as
out
tall,
behind just the rest of his mom.
About as tall as the kid themselves, and going for several $100s. I understand wanting to find a way to celebrate, but I don't know if I'm going to spend that much money on a homecoming mom.
My mom made them.
There's a lot of other things that I could spend my money on.
They had mom-making parties when I was a kid.
A new phone,
parents would go.
A car payment. There's all kinds of stuff that $500 could get you, and I just don't know if I can justify putting it into one event. But like you said, I was homeschooled, so maybe I just don't get it.
No, I'm with you. The mom is insane. Again, like my mom didn't pay for them, but she went and made them at like mom-making parties with other moms, like on the golf team. They all like, hey, let's go make mums together. But the size of these things is outrageous. The idea that people are paying that much for these custom mums is interesting.
Time for the national anthem, and then after that, it's kickoff. Go ahead and hit that share button. Let your group chat, your family and friends know that we are moments away from kickoff in Coppell. We'll turn it over to the crowd mic to hear the national anthem sung, and then we'll get underway. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back out to Buddy Echols Field here in Coppell, Texas. A beautiful night for football as the Cowboys and Volunteers get ready to get this thing started. A Week 3 matchup. The Volunteers from Bowie enter at 1-1, coming off a tough break loss last week. The Coppell Cowboys were canceled last week due to the lightning and thunderstorms in the area, so they come in 1-0, hungry, looking to play some football after being left out of things last week. Hi, I am Tim Costello, joined to my left by Zach Arnold. We are so thankful you're joining us here on the ZAP Network tonight as we get the chance to bring you Bowie Volunteer Football presented by John Wade Roofing. Zach, should be a fantastic game tonight as Coppell gets set to receive to start this game, so the Volunteers will get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the MO of head coach Joseph Sam in his 5th year at the helm of the Volunteers. If he wins the toss, he prefers to defer so that he can give his team momentum in the second half. I think it also gives a little bit of trust to his defense after the 72 points that were put up last season. He's going to let them come out in this first series and try to make a statement. here at Echols Field. It's going to be Espindola getting ready to send it deep. 3 young men in red on red getting ready to receive for the Cowboys. It's a whiteout, the icy whites for the Volunteers tonight.
Yeah, some cool uniform combinations here, white on white for the Volunteers, all red with black helmets for the Cowboys. End over end kick is fielded around the 20, working towards the far sideline and tripped up. Nice play by the defensive back, Caleb Pfeiffer, coming in and keeping things in a good position.
So we'll get our first look at the Coppell offense, orchestrated by the young man with a lot of attention here in the state of Texas. It's the quarterback that I'm not seeing his number on Coppell's roster. That's ironic.
Most important man is the one left off the roster. They'll start with a tight formation, 2 receivers on the left. It's Carter Zingelman, the quarterback. There it is. They keep it up the middle, it looks like, or maybe a handoff, tough to be clear. They do hand it off up the middle for just short of first down yardage. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Now they have 2 receivers on the near side, one on the far side tight and on the right side of the formation. Zingelman in the shotgun has the running back on his left hip, fakes the handoff, throws quickly on the outside. Pass is caught and then brought down immediately. That is going to be enough for first down yardage.
That is a first down, not by much though. The Bowie defense quick to respond. A couple of young men out there. I see number 28. That's Stephen McQueen out there on the far side, in on the stop.
All at the 32-yard line. Twin formations on each side. They hand off up the middle. Not much room to work with as he's met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back immediately.
I heard the name George on the PA speaker.
Jaden George, the running back with the carry. Trips here on the near side. George on the right hip of Zingelman. Shotgun formation. Instead, we get a little launch around the field. False start on, it looks like the receiver number 13, Crew Davis.
Davis made his way onto the stat sheet for Coppell in the game against Saxe 2 weeks ago. Going to be split out wide to the left to start this ball game. Covered out there by number 20, Marcus Green.
It will stay in the trips formation on the near side. George again on the right hip of the quarterback. They fake the handoff, throw over the middle. This one is caught across the 40, down to the 45. Ball's on the ground. Bowie falls on it. We'll have to see what the ruling, if he was down or if it's a fumble, and it is indeed a fumble. The Volunteers first a turnover on the first possession of the game, and they are cooking. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on the ZAP Network with Bowie Football, brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information.
Welcome back out to Coppell High School at Buddy Echols Field after the turnover. The Bowie Volunteers start with fantastic field position at the 35-yard line. They empty the backfield.
And a statement made defensively. You were talking about the defense being a point of emphasis in this game, Tim, and they make a statement out the gate.
They motion the running back into the backfield, flip it out to him in the flat. He's across the 40 down to the 42-yard line.
That's a decent pickup on the swing play by Ponder. Anytime you can stay in front of the sticks is a good passing play.
Picked up about 6 yards on first down. I like when Bowie uses a little bit more motion, Zach. It kind of gives you a good idea of, are we in man, are we in zone? It's a quick, easy read for their young quarterback. They move the running back to the left hip, hand it to him up the middle. Ponder's got a little room. across the 45 down to about the 49-yard line is where the forward progress is. They give it a first down at the 49.
It's a good read and a good little run. Sticks move. Bowie on the march as they approach the 50.
First down and 10. Tight formation. 2 receivers on the right side, 2 on the left. They do a little end around. Got some room to work with across midfield. 45 stumbles at the 40, but still dives forward to the 36-yard line. That was the receiver number 3, Antonio Berdow.
And that's what these skilled players are able to do. They're able to get out in space with the ball, and it's good for positive yards, moving deeper into enemy territory.
You know, last year this Bowie team had a couple of real big-time playmakers at running back and receiver as this snap rolling left, throwing left, and complete. And when you've got some big-time guys like that, it's fantastic. You can feed them, but the defense also knows these guys are going to get looks, right? With the way that this team is built right now, there's so much talent all the way across the field. You don't necessarily know which way things are going to go. Bunch formation, trips on the left, single receiver on the right side. They go to that single side, not much brewing, rolling right, throwing it away.
Tim, there was a defender for Coppell that jumped into the neutral zone, and that's why the center went ahead and snapped it before anybody was actually running a real route. He must have gotten back to his own side, though, because a flag is not thrown, and the incompletion will bring up 3rd and 10. This is outside of Espindola's field goal range, so this could be early 2-down territory for the Volunteer offense.
Ball at the 36-yard line. Shotgun snap, backs up, looking to throw. Able to escape the first would-be tackler. The throw is caught at the 20-yard line. Looked to be a little bit low, but able to reel it in is Maxwell Nichols.
Mad Max moving the sticks and getting Bowie into the red zone early in this first quarter. 8:28 in the opening period.
That was a great job by quarterback Bibbs to escape the pressure. Nearly sacked, able to set his feet and fire. Get just enough on that throw. Ball's at the 19-yard line. Empty backfield, shotgun snap. Quick throw over the middle, drop, intercepted off the tip. In and out of the hands of the wide receiver, Osunde Brown, and right into the hands of the Cowboys defense. That's a tough break, but speaking of which, we'll take a break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Back out in Coppell where Jaden Bibbs just intercepted Jaden Bibbs. Handoff up the middle, trying to find a little running room on first down, and that will net maybe a half a yard for George.
Yeah, number 7 for Coppell, Jaden Bibbs. Picking off number 2, Jaden Bibbs, the quarterback, off of the deflection. So both teams trading turnovers during their scripted plays, and now we'll see what the offenses can do after a couple of empty possessions to start the ball game.
Play action, going deep, has a man. This one is caught at midfield. No, dropped! In and out of the hands of the wide receiver was Zachlin DeClaire. I can't quite tell who that was, but that one was a house call if he reels it in.
Trying to take a look. It's a big, tall, lanky drink of water. It looks like number 88 on the drop. Jacob Aneen, the sophomore with soft hands.
I think that's actually Emmanuel Ajayi.
Was it? We're still familiarizing ourselves with the Coppell offense.
Sun doesn't make it any easier.
It does not.
Backfield looking to throw again, has time, now takes off running across the 20, 25, 30, now at the 40. This guy's got some room to work with, 45, 40. and wrestled out of bounds at the 38, actually at the 40-yard line. Zinkelman there could feel the pocket breaking down on him, and he just gashed his Volunteer defense.
And nobody was spying on him. That's the issue. Nobody was keeping up with the dual threat quarterback, and he just outran anybody that tried to get close to him.
They go quickly. Handoff goes to the right side, picks up a couple of yards. It was Dylan McCaffey that time.
7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Second possession for Coppell after a fumble gave Bowie possession. Then Bowie gave it right back on a deflected interception in the red zone.
A tough break for the Volunteer offense. Bibbs has been rolling so far. Trips to the left side of the field. Running back is on the left hip of the quarterback. Zinkelman in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, keeps it up the middle. Gets down to the 35-yard line, picks up a couple of yards. Will bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Big 3rd down for the Bowie defense. How do they respond after the offense gave the ball away?
From here, it would be about a 52-yard field goal, not quite what most high school kickers have in the bag. I think we're going to get a timeout. We'll take it with them. You are watching Bowie Volunteer Football on the ZAP Network, brought to you by John Wayne Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back out at Coppell's Buddy Echols Stadium, the Cowboys are on the move, but they're facing a 3rd down and 5 from the 36-yard line. Zach, so far this defense has forced a turnover. The offense has turned the ball over, and now they've seen the dual threat ability of Zinkelman. He's dropped one in the bucket that was dropped, and he's used his legs to gash this defense.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down overall for Bowie's defense. Can they contain Zinkelman and stop the playmakers spread out wide?
Running back motions out of the backfield, empty backfield. Shotgun snap, trying to find some running room, steps out of one tackle, steps out of a second, across the 15 down to the 17. That was actually Eshawn Meyer in to do some running. Not sure what happened to the highly recruited Zinkelman.
There must be particular packages for Meyer in mind, and he's able to scramble just as well as Zinkelman does. And it's a 1st down for the Cowboys.
Meyer's still in the game at quarterback. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. Handoff is up the middle. Hit immediately, brought down, falling forward. Looked like that was Dylan McCaffey again. I wonder if maybe Jaden George after the fumble is still in the coach's doghouse. Again, we're not sure what's going on at quarterback right now, but we will find out as soon as we can and get back to you on that. Another 2nd down and 7. Twin formation on the near side, 1 receiver isolated on the far. Handoff is up the middle. Room to run across the 5 in. for a touchdown. It was Dylan McAfee taking it in for 6.
The offensive line was able to create a hole up the middle, but then after he got to the second level, that was just speed and elusiveness to be able to take it the rest of the way for 6. The Notre Dame fight song, how about that?
Interesting.
Extra point up and good. Your new score, Coppell 7, Bowie nothing. We'll be back with more football on the Zap Network presented by John Wade Roofing right after this. Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0393 or email orders@locallegendsfigures.com. Welcome back to Echols Field. We actually neglected to do an in-game element at the top of the broadcast. The weather report sponsored by C&LC in support of Arlington ISD. It is a warm 88 degrees out in Coppell, Texas. Wind is out of the south-southeast at 3 miles per hour for this toasty homecoming at Echols Field.
A 7-0 lead for the Cowboys after the touchdown run from Dylan McAfee. Sun's starting to go down. We might actually be able to see the field of play a little bit better now.
Yeah, we'll continue to adjust and focus the camera as best we can as soon as the sun goes behind the home press box.
Zach, you've got the binoculars. Do you see anything training-wise, or where the quarterback Zingelman is being treated, anything like that?
I haven't, but multitasking also isn't my forte. Trying to turn the camera and commentate is a new venture for me, so we appreciate everyone's patience as we bring you tonight's broadcast.
End over run kick fielded at the 8, spinning out of a tackle, stepping through a second before finally being brought down at the 32-yard line. Nice return to get things started for the Volunteers. It was number 25. Sorry, I thought it was number 25, but that's not on the roster. We'll figure it out.
We're being told that was 5 Princeton Campbell on the return. So you had the 5 in there. I don't know where the 2 was.
I don't know. Sun's playing tricks on me.
Campbell takes it out to the 33. I'll hand you the monocular, Tim, if you want to try to sneak your way across the sideline there. Maybe Zingelman took a hit.
Did call a timeout. That's when.
2 of them left now for the Cowboys. Man in motion here.
Handed off up the middle. Ponder falls forward for an extra yard or 2, picks up 3 or 4 on first down. Nice way to stay ahead of the chains.
Coming up on 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Only the 4th possession total of the ball game.
Malik Michael checking in at tight end, going a little bit heavier formation for the Volunteers. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and the running back Ponder. Shotgun snap, the fake handoff toward the outside, just out of reach. Trying for an out route for Maxwell Nichols, just out of reach of the star receiver.
And it's a lot more of that underneath that we've been seeing early in this ball game, Tim. You put it in the hands of your playmakers and just see what they can do with it. Just a little past the outstretched arms of the intended target this time.
This is an interesting spot for possibly another end around or maybe a screen pass. They look to throw. It's a tunnel screen over the middle, but
that's read pretty well by the men in red.
Yeah, not much cooking there, and that will bring up a 4th down. And that is also going to bring up the punter / middle linebacker / hands team, Galatians Paiagofi. That catch last week was unbelievable.
He's a do-it-all for you. Able to punt, able to play defense, and got some hands apparently too.
Probably got to start putting some red zone packages in for this young man. Maybe a little corner fade, let him go up and moss it the way he did. High snap, handled well. It's punt end over end, but
sounds like a whistle.
yeah, it looks like it's going to be blown dead. That's a shame. That was a really good punt.
No timeout called in time, so it'll just be backing them up 5 yards.
And Zach, these are the kind of penalties that we talk about that hurt Bowie when they shoot themselves in the feet, because the way that punt's bounced, it got all the way down to the 10-yard line. Now we're going to back it up 5 more, make him kick it again. There's a good chance that maybe if it was fielded, it wouldn't have bounced that way, but still, it was a good punt that is wiped off the play.
McAfee back deep to return. He had the touchdown run on the last possession.
This punt high, arching, fielded at the 38-yard line across the 40 and brought down right there is where the Cowboys will start. We'll take a quick break as the offenses get set. We'll be right back after this.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Romney Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Romney Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Welcome back out to Coppell, where Zingelman is back out on the field. Maybe a little cramping or something.
It is pretty warm out there. The weather report just confirmed that.
He will keep on a read play and will actually lose a yard or two.
Baines in on the stop, says the PA announcer here at Echols Field. And that'll bring up second down and long with just over 2 minutes to go in the opening period.
It'll be 2nd and 11 from the 40.
Can't wait till that sun goes behind the crevice there.
It's much better already, but it's just going to keep getting better as it keeps going down. They hand off across the right side. Good moves, shifting left and back to the right for Jaden George as he turns what could have been a loss into actually a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah, that's a good stretch play, and he was able to find the blocking and get behind them. And something that looked like it could have been blown up for a loss ends up making it third and manageable.
Yeah, made a nice move to bring it back inside and picked up another 3 or 4 yards. 3rd and 5, trying to get to the 50-yard line.
Empty set here.
Stack formation on the far side. Zingelman throws over the middle. Has his receiver working back to the sideline. Across midfield, shoved out of bounds at the 44-yard line. It was number 19, Jackson Echols.
The junior able to move the sticks for the Cowboys on that 3rd down. And the drive stays alive with just over a minute to go in the first.
Cowboys showed trips on the far side. One receiver isolated on the near. Looks like Bowie jumped. I don't know if they got the call. Zingelman going deep. Has a man intercepted! What a play on the far side by number 12 for Bowie. It is Kyle Smith. No laundry on the field. I think Zingelman thought he had a free play. We'll be right back. Let's take a break on the Zap Network.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
After the Volunteer defense forces their 2nd turnover of the first quarter, taking over inside their own 10. Thrown out to the flats of Ponder, has at the 8, makes the first man miss before getting out to about the 13-yard line.
Good job of getting away from pressure, and we were talking during that commercial, Tim. Bibbs had the smart idea that when he didn't have the busted play and he didn't have a man, he didn't force it. He threw it away on his supposed offsides. Zingelman throws his first pick of the year.
Bibbs throwing. He's got a man down the sideline trying to take a shot. He overthrew. It looked like Osunde Brown was the intended target there. Interesting decision deep in your own territory to take a deep shot like that, but so far everything's been within 5 or 6 yards of the line of scrimmage, so the idea of maybe pushing those defensive backs a little bit further back off the line.
Got to put them on their heels and make sure that they're not playing too tightly on the line. I'm sure there were a couple of underneath options, and Bibbs elected to go for the one-on-one to his playmaker. Just couldn't get it there.
3rd down and 7. Shotgun snap, looking left, throwing left, has a man open. Across the 20, down to the 25, gets as far as the 26 before he's shoved out of bounds. That should be good for first down yardage.
That is, and that's a great way to move the sticks and get out from the shadow of your own goalpost. That's 27, Tennyson, the tight end, being able to make a difference in the red zone. It's just usually the opposite red zone that he is making those plays in.
Talked about tight end being possibly a focal point of the game plan tonight. Good start there. Shotgun snap, handoff. Ponder makes the first man miss, and he drags at least 2 defenders. Another yard, still going to be a no gain, maybe even a loss on the play, but it could have been much worse. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. So far on this one, Coppell 7, Volunteers nothing.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's your home or your business, Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster, no hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of '97, Trinity Logistics Services is proud to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
Welcome back out to Coppell, Texas at Buddy Echols Field. I want to remind everybody that the second quarter is presented by ICA Signs. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, ICA Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them that Zach Arnold Productions sent you by. Zach, thoughts on the first quarter?
A lot of turnovers. I don't think anybody was expecting that many turnovers. 3 combined giveaways in 4 possessions. Very, very sloppy compared to what we have seen in this early part of the season. But this is the time of year for those kinds of mistakes. You learn them now so that you don't make them against the likes of Martin or Arlington down the stretch.
And I will say, that was one of the best quarters of defense I've seen the Volunteers play since I started working with the network. 2 turnovers forced, controlled the running backs for the most part. Shotgun snap, play action, throws to the right side, dropped, probably for the best. It would have been a net negative.
They read that play well and tried to undercut the throw, and it was nearly picked off by none other than Jaden Bibbs. He's already got a pick off of the deflection, and he was ready to make a house call there. Bowie very fortunate.
It's almost
all
like
they do is lose it down.
Jaden can read Jaden's mind. I'm in calls coming from inside the house.
Jaden on Jaden crimes.
3rd down and 11. 2 receivers on each side. Running back is on the right hit of Bibbs. They split him out wide, looking to throw. Bibbs steps up in the pocket, still trying to find a man. He's actually going to take off running. Gets hit and shoved out of bounds and crossed the 30 down to the 33-yard line. Going to be a few yards short of that first down marker, though. A 3 yards short.
It's a good scramble. He didn't try to force anything. You know what? I'm okay with that decision because he went through his progressions, didn't see anything that he liked, and decided to try to make something out of nothing and see what he could do. It just wasn't enough to get the line to gain, but it's a very smart heads-up play by the quarterback, making sure that he doesn't turn the ball over.
Now Paigofi is back out there to punt again. This one is an end-over-end kick, pretty well struck. Takes a Coppell bounce, though, at the 42, and that is where it is down by number 40, Daryl Nash. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Second quarter action. Handoff up the middle for Coppell, trying to bounce it out to the outside, and does. Across midfield, across the 45, and down to the 39-yard line. It was number 20, Jake George.
They found something that they liked, and George able to bounce it outside for a good gain.
A first down and 10 ball at the 39. Handoff up the middle, trying to find some room. Nowhere to go. Great defensive effort there for the Bowie Volunteers.
The ball carrier, brought down by number 92, Joseph Williams, the fourth.
Show the so now a second down and 14. Two receivers on each side of the field. They split the running back out wide. Trying to throw up the middle. No one open. Running for some yardage is the quarterback, Zingelman. Enough for a first down. I'm not sure if that was a quarterback draw as a design, but it's essentially how it played out there. One pump fake and then just took off running.
Yeah, hard to argue with the results there, and that's the scramble ability that we saw from the stats of 2 weeks ago's game against Saxe. Zingelman able to do it with his arm and his legs.
They have it as a third down and 8 to go. He's going deep. He's got a man open. This one is caught for a touchdown. It looked like Ajayi is able to atone for the drop earlier, and it is now 13 to nothing. Boy, I'm sorry, 13 to nothing in favor of Coppell.
Yeah, it was a triangle formation, and there was one that was a comeback, one that was a drag, and then the other one was a go. And the Bowie defense not able to account for the go route as it goes.
Was it the gate play, the swinging wheel, or something they're trying to show right now? They had all the team lined up left and then brought it back to the right. I think the Cowboys tried that play at one point. It got blown up.
No harm, no foul for the other Cowboys, but now Bowie taking their time, substituting a little bit of gamesmanship here, and Coppell will be forced to take a timeout because Bowie is permitted to substitute if they substitute, and Bowie, with the gamesmanship, taking their dear sweet time, sending the substitute to the sidelines. No timeout gets called, and it'll back the Cowboys up 5 yards. I love that gamesmanship. If you substitute, the defense is allowed to substitute, and the sub took his time going to the sidelines. I love it.
He took his time coming in, and he took his time getting out.
A very slow tap on the helmet at the line of scrimmage to indicate that you've been subbed out for. I love it.
Extra point attempt will now be just about 5 yards longer. 32 yards. Kick is up, and it is good. A 14-0 lead for the Cowboys. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Volunteers are trailing 14-0. Welcome back out to Coppell, Texas, Echols Field, home of the Coppell Cowboys. They've got one through the air, one through the ground. Now I guess we're just waiting. One by sea, Zach?
One if by land, two if by sea.
Two if by sea.
Three if...
They didn't know about the air at that point.
Three if they're coming by land and sea, according to the old 1930s movie Duck Soup. Did you ever watch the Marx Brothers?
Not a lot, no.
That's one that my family grew up on.
We were a Abbott and Costello family.
Another classic. Who's on first?
Who's on first? Run-ins with like the Invisible Man, the Mummy. End over end kick is headed towards about the 3-yard line. Fielded, brought towards the sideline. There's some room to work there. Across the 40, headed towards midfield. This could go all the way. 40, 35, 30, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Volunteers. Princeton Campbell just kept running, and no one could stop him.
If you can't do it on offense and your defense is making a stop, time to create an answer on special teams. To the house. What an answer after that touchdown.
Zach, I tried, but unfortunately, not going to happen.
I wish I knew what the issue was, my friend.
That would have been a nice replay to have, but hey, let me just tell you, it was a nice play. If you missed it, I'm sorry. Snap is good. The kick for the extra point up and good as well. So just like that, the Volunteers find their way right back into this football game. A 97-yard kick return. So I guess for the first time we can do the drive of the game summary. That drive, no plays, 97-yard
no
kick
plays,
return.
But a big score.
We thank Yachty at Classic Chevy South for supporting the team, and this drive summary of no yards, 97-yard kick returns for the Volunteers, brought to you by Yachty Pregame.
Next time you're ready to drive something new, call 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
I'm a Chevy man myself, Zach. I'm on my third Chevy, actually fourth Chevy. My wife's in a beautiful Chevy Blazer.
Chevys are reliable products, but that dealership also manages a lot of used products. So if you're in the market for anything that's been well maintained but gently used, you will probably be able to find it in Yachty's catalog. Tim, a quick update on the triple header happening on the Zap Network over at Choctaw Stadium. MacArthur leads Sam Houston 14-7. Jot Holly is on the call for that one. Over at UTA's Maverick Stadium, it's Arlington 14, Weatherford 7. That one in the second quarter. That's right, the first football triple header in Zach Arnold Productions history going live on our YouTube channel tonight.
Big things happening in the state of Texas right now. End of run kick, fair catch called at the 28-yard line.
So just a few yards better than a touchback would have been. Not sacrificing a whole lot of field position with a kick like that, and not having to worry about busted plays like the one we just saw a moment ago on Bowie's kickoff return.
No, it's the safe play. Give your defense a chance. You've been gashed really twice, right, on defense. One big run from Zingelman set them up pretty well, and then the big pass over the middle. So if you can try and limit those big plays, the defense has not done a bad job so far today. I think the defense has competed really well.
It's hard to complain when you force 2 turnovers.
They're competing. They're out there making plays. You just got to try and take away those big, huge home run plays. Make them earn it, on a 10, 12 play drive, because your defense is playing at a level that those drives are not going to happen very often. Shotgun formation. They fake the handoff, throw on the near sideline. Not a ton of room to work with. Brought down at the 36, 37-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on first down. It was number 18, Xavier Rodriguez, reeling that one in.
9.5 to go until halftime here in Coppell. And
Instead, we're going to get a timeout. That one looks to be from
the Volunteers.
Bowie's coaching staff.
We'll take a short timeout with them and be back with more high school football on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing right after this.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you. From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused.
Welcome back out to Coppell, Texas. Buddy Echols Field, home of the Coppell Cowboys, a 14-7 lead for the Cowboys. They face a 2nd and 5 at their own 36-yard line. Shotgun snap. The give is up the middle. Not a lot there. Great play to stop it immediately, pick up a yard or two down to the 38, 39-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like the line to gain is about the 43-44. This is a big third down possession for Bowie. If they can get the ball back, they've got momentum off of that kickoff return for a touchdown. Can they do something with it and get that potential 2-for-1, Tim? If you can get the ball back, get a score, you get it to start the second half as well.
3rd down and 3, empty backfield. Shotgun snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's got the first down and then some. He's across midfield, and he is all the way down to the 30-yard line. This young man is a determined runner, Zach.
And that was a design quarterback draw as well. They spread everybody out and give him the opportunity to run up the middle, and he does it for a first down and then some, all the way down to the Bowie 29-yard line.
And he isn't sliding to avoid contact. This young man is lowering his shoulder and seeking contact.
Well, and I was a little concerned there. There's already been several turnovers in this game. He needs to protect the ball a little bit more. He almost fumbled on that tackle.
Quick read, throw to the left side, caught and across the 20 to the 17, 18-yard line. It looked like it was Rodriguez again making the play. Actually, that one might have been Jackson Echols, number 19. Two receivers on the near side, one on the far. Tight end and running back on the right side of the formation. Handoff up the middle with George. He gets a yard, maybe 2 to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, not much doing on that play. The front 7 for Bowie able to read that one well, and they'll sub out some of those big bodies for this next play, Tim. There's a lot of depth on this defensive front as they get to bring in some fresh bodies.
That there is. Trips on the near side of the field. Tight end and running back on that side of the formation as well. Looks like they're changing the play up at the line of scrimmage.
12 on the play clock.
They motion the tight end across the formation. Handoff up the middle, running room again, and George will walk in untouched. Touchdown, Cowboys.
And it's so interesting because just literally the previous play, Bowie's front 7 was able to read it, and then this time around, it goes in for 6.
They show the swinging gate again, and I think that now is Bowie just going to do the same thing? And
I think so, but the play clock hasn't started yet, it doesn't look like. Now it starts after the up man takes the knee, and here comes the slow jog out as Bowie is now permitted to make a substitution. 13, 12, 11, 10, and
he started running.
He started running. They're like, no, don't do that.
Oh, grab your
5,
arm.
4, 3. They got to get it off. They just do.
Oh, nearly blocked. That's fun.
All of that for just a successful extra point. It's now 21-7 with 7:35 to go until the break. We'll take a short break too and be back with more Bowie football on the Zap Network after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, then you need to see Yachty Pagan at Classic South in Euless. Yachty's a proud Arlington ISD product, a graduate of Lamar, and the voice of the Volunteers since 2021. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned buyer, or just looking to boost or rebuild your credit, Yachty's direct approach is why his customers become customers for life. Call or text 817-706-5679.
Welcome back out to Coppell, Texas. The Cowboys on top 21-7 after a very quick touchdown drive. Zach, that one happened fast and it happened mostly on the ground.
Yeah, I have to wonder what Coppell's special teams unit is going to elect to do here after Princeton Campbell had that huge kickoff return the last time they sent it his direction. We got word during the break that that is DJ Campbell's brother, in contention for Offensive Lineman of the Year at the NCAA level, playing for the University of Texas. A lot of athletic talent, but two very different body types between those two brothers.
There's no way they kick him the football again. He nearly housed it the first time he touched it. And no, they go to the other
they'll go
side of the
short
field.
side also.
Sunday Brown, part of the hands team, takes care of that one. Still going to have great field position, though, Zach.
Sure.
At around the 34-yard line.
But I think if you're Coach Wiley with Coppell, you're willing to sacrifice 9 yards of field position from being a touchback instead of giving up a touchdown.
That's definitely the smart play there, as you want to keep the ball out of the hands of any electric player when you can. And again, that's the only points that this Volunteer team has scored so far. Your defense has done a good job of keeping them off the scoreboard. Don't let them get another cheap touchdown right before halftime.
Well, and you still have an opportunity here, as I was mentioning during that defensive stand. There's a 5-yard penalty. Somebody must have been offsides on the kickoff, so even better field position now for the Volunteers. If you can get a score here, you get it out of the break as well. Still a lot of opportunity for a momentum swing if you're a Volunteer fan.
A bunch formation, 3 receivers on the right side. The handoff up the middle, across the 40, down to about the 41. It was number 24, Jaden Harper, senior running back, getting some touches.
Yeah, Harper, a familiar name in District 8 6A, getting to take some reps for the Volunteers. Just adds to the depth that this offense has. When you're not running with number 14, Ponder, you can hand it off to Harper and expect to get in front of the chains there as well.
Fake the handoff. Quarterback will keep across the 40 over to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I think he was intending to pass on that one, Tim.
Yeah.
He was looking for a pass, but he had a man in his face, and he decided to undercut him, go underneath his pass breakup attempt, and try to get some positive yards.
It was definitely the smart play, as it would have been a sack if he tried to drop back and throw that ball. So good heads-up play on offense there from the quarterback, Bibbs. Looks to the sideline here, maybe changing the play.
12 on the play clock, empty set here for him.
It's a 3rd down and 6. 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap, looks to throw, can't find anybody, takes off running across midfield to the 49-yard line. He had to fight for every inch on that 1st down run, and he got it.
A lot of quarterbacks are trained to slide in those scenarios. Not this young man.
If he slides, it's not a 1st down. He had to fall forward the way he did. Put the team on his back when you need a score here.
Lowering the shoulder and moving the sticks. What a play.
1st and 10, ball right at midfield. 2 receivers on the left side of the formation. The handoff up the middle. It is Ponder finding some running. That is a pickup of
about 6.
6 on 1st down.
When you've got 2nd and short on this part of the field and the type of playmakers that Bowie's got, you have to wonder, is this an opportunity to go deep? There's 2 very deep safeties for Coppell's defense. I think they're thinking something similar.
Coppell playing what looks like a 4-3. motion a receiver. Instead, they give to Ponder across the 45 down to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 2. It'll be a third down and 2.
Exactly 5 minutes to go until the break. It's homecoming here for the Cowboys. We'll also have a little interview that we had with Coach Sam during the preseason that we'll play for you during the break, and then the Taqueria Taco Express halftime show. A lot of festivities to happen during halftime.
Third down, and they're calling it 3. Handoff up the middle. Ponder spins out of a tackle, and he's got the yardage he needs.
Lowers the shoulder and gets inside the 40. And he's got first down yardage as number 7, Jaden Bibbs, with a little bit of jawing going on with the Bowie receiving core.
He's shoving the lineman back. Hey, we just got a first down. Don't get a penalty. That's what the senior leadership of a guy like that can do for a football team. Keep you from making some of those, not smart penalties.
So far, not that many penalties thrown against Bowie in this first half. Knock on wood.
Shotgun snap. Bibbs looks to throw. Here comes the pressure. Escapes the first one. Cannot get away a second time. I'm surprised the face mask wasn't called. His helmet was literally ripped off his head on that play.
If it came all the way off, he's going to have to come off for a play. And that will indeed be the indication. 2 is going to have to come off, and that'll bring in Mason Nichols, number 15, had a touchdown drive in the game against Keller. We'll see what he can do here on second down.
I would not be surprised if this was a run play. No, they will throw it. He throws to the outside. It's not caught. He was looking for his brother that time.
And that's the type of stuff that you hope gets drawn up when you're playing at the high school level. You want to be able to play pitch and catch with your brother.
Oh, absolutely.
He just got a little antsy there and probably let go of it before he should have. And now it'll bring up.
Snap didn't have great timing either.
It'll bring up third down now.
A big third down play. This is a 3rd and 14. If you can get a good chunk, this might be 4-down territory. They hand off up the middle. Ponder fights ahead. Might get back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll have to see where they mark him.
A lot of extracurricular, a lot of pushing and shoving, and now a penalty gets thrown. The second offender is the one who always gets caught, and Bowie's going to get backed up 15, and here comes the punt unit.
It was most likely it's going to be on number 54, Willie Gay, and he was the one who was pulled back earlier to stop a penalty from happening by Jaden Harper. This time, not going to be the case.
They're calling an unsportsmanlike instead of a personal foul. Those count like technical fouls in basketball. If he gets a second one, he will be disqualified from this game. But that's the first 15-yarder that's been issued against either team, if I'm not mistaken, Tim. A rather cleanly played game up till this point. But you also mentioned at the top of the broadcast that there's a lot of desire to answer for some of the experiences that this team had against Coppell a year ago.
You got your butt kicked last year, right? Like, we could say it. You gave up 72 points. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit chippy. And then, maybe there was a little bit of late contact. You're the lineman. You want to protect your running back. That's how those things happen. But now a drive that was moving pretty well where you maybe had a chance to go for it on fourth. It's a for sure punt situation. This one, end-over-end kick, bounces directly out of bounds. It looked like about the 30, 31-yard line.
A lot more pushing and shoving on that far sideline. Keep your heads cool and stick around, folks. There's a little more football to go before the break here on the Zap Network.
PDA Advocacy Group supports CCMR, College, Career, Military Readiness, a set of educational standards designed to help students be better prepared for post-high school life. If college-bound, take entrance tests, dual credit courses, earn a 2-year degree prior to graduation. If you're going to a career, take classes that will result in industry certification, mechanic, computers, welding, etc. The options are...
Back out in Coppell, Texas. You are watching volunteer football on the Zap Network. We are in a 21-7 game. Coppell Cowboys leading the Bowie Volunteers.
Ironically, that's also the score over at UTA Maverick Stadium in favor of Arlington against Weatherford.
Hand off right side. That's a pretty good chunk run there, about 14, 15 yards. It was number 28, Dylan McAfee, gashing the defense. Clock moving. Will be under 3 minutes at the snap of this football.
Over it.
This one is nearly intercepted.
Oh.
Well read by the Bowie defense. A little quick comeback route, and that one was almost heading for a house call.
That was a quick pass that I was not quite ready for, because I was trying to check out what the score was over at Choctaw. 21-14 in favor of MacArthur against Sam Houston.
A 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the 45-yard line for the Cowboys. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. Avoids one tackle, avoids a 2nd tackle. Across the 40, this one could go all the way. Cuts it back towards the middle of the field, and Zingelman's going to be in for 6. That one is, I mean, you've got to find a way to keep him in the pocket, because that's exactly what happens when you don't.
That's just a busted play. That was meant to be a pass all the way. Zingelman didn't see anything that he liked. And then he's able to scramble it from one side of the field to the other. And it extends the Cowboy lead.
They keep showing this. I think it's called the swinging door, the barn. I can't remember the name of it.
Barn door, maybe?
Some kind of door, or swing or something. Wagon. Maybe there's a wagon involved. Either way.
15 on the play clock, and Bowie just now substituting in.
They're going to have to take a timeout or the penalty.
8, 7, 6, 5. They're not going to get this off. And there goes the flag. 2nd time tonight that that's happened. It's got to be frustrating, because that's probably the only formation Coppell knows how to set up for special teams. And Bowie scouted it out and was ready for it. I absolutely love the gamesmanship at play.
I mean, at some point, you've got to abandon. What they're doing, Zach, is you have the ability to run off of that a quick, screen play or a trick play, right? So they show it to you every single time, knowing that at some point you're gonna get the fake. But they don't need to do it here. They're already up 28-7. Now they're gonna go for 2. Zingelman's back in the game.
So I saw an indication that there was something against Bowie, which will move it half the distance to the goal.
I think it was too many men on the field.
Either that or they accused them of delay of game for the type of substitution they were doing. Either way, it's a 2-point try here.
Handoff up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense. The 2nd effort may get it. We'll have to see. No! He is short, says our sideline judge.
The 2-point try is no good.
And it'll stay 27-7 with 2:32 to go until the break. Little bit of momentum swing there with a couple of timeouts. Can Bowie make the most of it? We'll find out right after this.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Back out at the Echols field, home of the Coppell Cowboys. Tim Costello, Zach Arnold joining you, a 27-7 lead The Coppell Cowboys lead the Bowie Volunteers. I don't think we're going to see another deep kick the rest of this game, Zach, after the 7 points on the board came from a kick return.
Now we get to see what directional kicking looks like as Coppell elects to play field position most likely.
Get a little pooch end over end kick. Let it go out of bounds.
That's a live ball.
Yeah, you can't not touch that. That's going to be Coppell's football. That is a mental mistake there. The moment that ball bounces, you got to recover it, and
you have to fall on it.
Credit the Cowboys for knowing the rules.
That's a live ball, and it's Cowboy football as Bowie commits a costly turnover on special teams. And the Cowboys get it right back at Bowie's 34.
That's a tough break as now they're already in great field position. Defense got literally no break, and they're right back out there pinned deep.
Tim, we're directly to the right of the coach's booth for the Volunteers, and there was a rattle that took place on our tables as a couple of fists hit the table on that mental error.
Coppell has the ball at the Bowie 34. The handoff was going to be up the middle for George. He bounces it outside, has a lot of room to work with. Breaks one tackle, then two, and finally spun down at the 21-yard line. That should be enough for a first down.
That will move the sticks. And we'll see if they try to get one more play off before the 2-minute timeout. They're quick to the line here.
2:05 and going on the game clock. I think they're going to let it run down.
2 minutes to go until halftime. Coppell with the ball and the lead. We'll be back with more high school football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing right after this.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
2 minutes left to go in the first half. Cowboys lead this game 27-7 and have the ball just outside the red zone. Dingelman takes a shotgun snap, hands it off up the middle. George breaks a tackle, and he's going to score again. Everybody was at the line of scrimmage, and once he got through that initial wave, there was no one to stop him. Early on, the defensive effort from Bowie was fantastic. But
very
now,
solid for the first quarter and a half.
But they've now been on the field an unbelievable amount of time when you look at the fact that the points came from a kick return touchdown, so the defense didn't get a rest. Then you give up a touchdown, then the ensuing kickoff, you don't recover. Now you're right back on the field. These guys need a breather. The extra point attempt is up and good. There's more than 11 defenders on the field. There's going to be some sort of penalty here.
Well, I think Bowie thought they were being allowed to substitute, and Coppell was allowed to snap before the substitution completed.
Coach Sam has some questions on.
Yeah, I do too. Because I saw him try to stagger the substitutions, sent one person in at the beginning of the play when the play clock started. He basically did 2 substitutions, and it still doesn't amount for much. Extra point is good. Penalties declined. 34-7, your new score here at Echols Field.
Coach Sam's still trying to figure out what exactly the call is. pretty deep in conversation. We're going to keep it here, as we've paid a lot of bills in this quarter, so I think we're okay.
I think we are. We'll give a shout out to some of the folks in the chat. If you subscribe to the channel, you can join the chat section like Ada Talley has done. Susan McClure, so happy to be watching Bowie Football Online, class of '83, the original BHS. Kai and Jay and Jessica Munyon also tuning in. If you want to shout out, subscribe to the channel and join the chat. We'll try to say hello to you throughout the broadcast.
This guy doing push-ups for every point scored, getting a serious workout over there. He's being like elevated on like a piece of plywood by the students. This is impressive, Zach. As a guy who maybe could do 10 total push-ups on the ground, let alone in a mosh pit type scenario.
Definitely better suited for me behind the headset, as they go ahead and decide to send this away, and it'll go out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, when you've got the leg to do that, it's interesting why you would even choose to do a little pooch kicks.
When you've got the leg and the lead, I think being up 34-7, you're probably okay with sending it away, because even if Bowie gets a score, it's not going to hurt you all that much.
That's fair.
Not at this juncture.
That's a fair point.
As it stands, it'll be a touchback with about $1:52 to go until halftime. A reminder that it's homecoming for Coppell. We'll show that for a little while, and then we'll also have a conversation with Coach Sam and some scores from around the area and some stats from this game. All that during the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express.
First down and 10, shotgun snap. Looking to throw, trying to find anything open, but Bibbs just has to flip it out of bounds.
One area that I was able to talk to Coach Sam about during the preseason was the offensive line. It is an all-new O-line for the Volunteers. And sometimes when that happens, you might have miscommunications, you might have missed assignments. Looks like Bibbs was put under pressure there a little sooner than he anticipated.
Oh, he's going to go down again here. The left tackle time, number 50, Jeriel Maldonado, got hit with a forearm and worked back to the inside. It was actually a really nice pass rush by number 12, Gordon Osuji. Godson Osuji, the defensive lineman.
Facing a 3rd and long, Coppell is going to elect to take a timeout. So that'll give them one remaining. Can't take them to the locker room with you, Tim, but like you said, we've paid the bills, so we can keep it right here with 1:34 to go until halftime.
It's not a terrible play there either. 1:34 left on the clock. You've scored in bunches. You're running the ball exceptionally well. Why not save a little time, see if you can put one more on the board, then maybe let your quarterback sit down for the rest of the game and go to one of the backups.
That is an interesting thought. If things continue on the trajectory they are, what kind of second half changes / adjustments are in store?
They got the prevent defense out there on a 3rd and 17. Throw towards the sideline is caught and immediately brought down. It was Birdow making that play. So on a 3rd and 17, they pick up about 13 yards.
Punt team was ready to come out. Coach Wiley's going to elect to take his final timeout of the half. So he does want to get the Cowboys back out there on the field with 1:18 to go until the break and a pretty commanding first half lead.
Yeah, if this is my team, I think I like the idea of Zingelman kind of running the 2-minute offense one time here. And then after that, if you put a ball in the end zone and you score one more time, I've got to think his day is done, Zach. It would be questionable decision making if you have 41 points in the second half to bring that guy back out and potentially alter your future for the rest of the season.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this doesn't affect your opportunity to go to the playoffs. This isn't really the time to risk anybody's physical health or safety. So I'm in agreement with you. If that is the trajectory that we take, we may not see much more of him.
This is probably the best quarterback I've seen so far this season. And I know Nussmeier was pretty highly recruited. He's ranked number 4 or 5 in the state, but Zingelman's better. Pregame fumbles the snap, and it's going to end up in the hands of the Cowboys. A late shove, but
it looked like a low snap that Pregame bobbled. Tried to step up to get away from the pressure, and when he stepped up, I think it might have gone off of his foot. But at the end of the day, it's a turnover that gives Coppell the ball in the red zone.
So that's the reason you take those timeouts there.
You never know.
Yeah, force them to make the punt, force them to get it off cleanly, and they were not able to. So now you're set up inside the red zone at the 15-yard line. Zingelman trots back out. The red on red with black numbering for Coppell, a very sharp-looking uniform here on homecoming tonight. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. Zingelman takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback draw across the 10, down to the 5. He's wrestled down pretty hard. I don't know, Zach. Maybe it's me, but I feel like every time they've emptied the backfield like this, it's a QB draw. They have not thrown out this formation.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen like a tunnel screen or a bubble screen or any slants or drags. It's just meant to spread the defense out so that you have better opportunities up the middle.
When you see him spread it like that, you've got to be ready to pop him. Low snap, mishandled, finally picks it up. Zingelman throwing to the right side of the end zone. That was just a toss away. They're lucky he got that one off.
Incredible pressure there by Dunn
begging
Rivas.
begging for a penalty. He's not going to get it.
Rivas, the junior linebacker, with a hand in the face of the quarterback, almost got a sack for about 20-yard loss. As it stands, it's second down. About 30 seconds to go until halftime.
Shotgun formation. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, tries to roll left, not going to happen. Instead throws right, and
incomplete.
They're going to be incomplete. Yeah, that would have been a completed pass by Xavier Rodriguez, but he tried to extend the ball as he caught it, and a smart heads-up play by Kyle Smith just to knock it out of there makes it an incompletion.
So instead of a catch and a stretch, it's an incompletion.
It would have been third and goal from the 1 had he just not reached for it. But in doing that,
and see, the run scheme has been one of the strongest assets for Coppell, but if you don't get to the goal line, you might not have enough time to run out your field goal unit. 25 seconds to go.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Stepping up, running is Zingelman. He doesn't even need to run. He could have walked. That's going to be point number 40 here in the first half as Zingelman, again, showing why he is one of the top recruits in the country. I still don't understand college recruiting, Zach. You can't tell me that Nussmeier is a better quarterback than Zingelman is, having watched both of those guys play football. This guy is going to do some nice things at the next level.
Already got offers from several programs within the state of Texas. Hopefully gets the attention of other schools around the nation.
His snap high and fumbled. Able to fall. No, still fighting a dog pile over the ball. But
I think Bowie was trying to scoop it and take it the other way for 2 points, but it'll stay just 40-7 with about 18 seconds to go until the break.
We're going to stay here with it as we get a little sideline reporting going on down there.
Little sideline.
The big scoreboard.
Hey, that may be one of the next things we do here on the Zap Network is we get ourselves a microphone and a transmitter and see if we can get somebody down on the field.
That would be the next step in this progression, wouldn't
it? We've made some great strides already, as there's over 30 people tuning in to the Sam Houston Texans playing at Choctaw Stadium tonight. Jot Holly on the call for that one. Halftime over at Maverick Stadium. Last I saw, the Colts were in the lead. District play starts next week. This is the last tune-up for everybody before you get ready for 8-6A competition. The Volunteers, the reigning district champs, after a very tough outing against these same Coppell Cowboys last year, they ended up rattling off 8 in a row en route to a district championship, the first one since 2012. So point being, there's always a silver lining. No matter the outcome of tonight's game, there's always next week to look forward to as well, and the rest of the season as they try to defend their district title.
End of run kick through the end zone for a touchback. I have to think the Volunteers would just kneel on this one and send it to halftime.
I would anticipate a handoff to Ponder just to see what he does, see if you can give him some positive yards. Any kind of, I wouldn't say moral victory, but anything positive you can get before the break would be big. Looks like Harper is going to be in a pistol formation with him here.
Two receivers on the near side, one on the far side. Bibbs in, as you said, pistol formation. Harper behind him. They do give to Harper, and he gets a yard, maybe two, across the 25. And I'm going to assume that will be the last play of the half. And that is going to be the last play of the half. So we will head to halftime from Buddy Echols Field. Cowboys 40, your Bowie Volunteers 7. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network. Actually, no, we're going to stay here.
It's homecoming night, Tim, but the Bowie band does still get the opportunity to play. We'll try and point it at midfield so that the folks at home can watch the Bowie band halftime performance. And then once that concludes, we'll have a conversation with Coach Sam while Coppell has their homecoming festivities. Thanks so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. We're going to rest our voices while you tune in to halftime.
The Bowie halftime show this year is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet, Classic South. Relax and enjoy the difference. If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, give Yanni a call at 817-706-5679. Once again, if you need a car, 817-706-5679. Thank you. Shania Lewis. The Bell Team Liaison, Jemima Carter. The Bell Social Officers are Liliana Sanchez and Angel Williams. Your 2025-2026 Bell Dance Officers are Senior Lieutenant Kelsey McAllister and your captain, Miss Alasia Patrick. And now, the Bells will perform a spunky jazz routine to the song Everybody Dance Now, played by the Spirit of the Volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, James Bowie High School in Arlington, Texas is proud to bring to you the multi-award-winning, the Spirit of the Volunteers, the James Bowie High School Marching Band. The band is under the proud direction of Romaldo Solis. The assistant directors are Nathan Mousseau and Jafed Martinez. The color guard is under the proud direction of Emmanuel Silvera. The band is proudly powered by Chef Ray Williams at the Egg Bar. The band student of the week, Vivian Pham. The band leadership student of the week, Christian De Leon. The drumline is under the proud direction of Captain Nathan Black. Tonight's performance will be under the field direction of Jeremy Martinez and Jaden Johnson and Eric Quesada, who's watching from home. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Spirit of the Volunteers present their 2025 UIL show, Maestro. Assistant Fine Arts Director for Arlington ISD is Gary Bernard. The Director of Fine Arts for the Arlington Independent School District is Dr. Christopher Anderson. The 10th Principal of James Bowie High School is Mr. Lee Jones. We would like to thank the Bowie Band boosters for all you do in assisting and providing for the entire Bowie Band program. This is the voice of the Volunteers reminding you that it is football time in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, Coppell High School is proud to present the award-winning Coppell Lariats. The Lariats are under the direction of Miss Haley Mitchell and Assistant Director.
2025 football season is upon us, and I'm here with Bowie head coach Joseph Sam. Do you go by Joe Sam or Joseph Sam? Does it depend on if you're friends with them or not?
Yeah, most people only call me by my first name. Either they don't know me or I'm in trouble. So
okay, I'm that way too. I go by Zach, but if I'm in trouble, my mom calls me Zachary. Yeah. So I get it. Coach, let's talk about the defensive side of the ball. You've alluded to it through a couple of other pieces of our previous conversations, but what do you feel like excites you the most about this defensive unit and how many returning starters you've got? If you had to pick one thing you're most excited about, what would it be?
The energy they play with.
Energy.
They play with a lot of energy, and it starts with Bryson Costello.
Mm-hmm.
He is it's like a light switch comes on when it's time for practice, even when it's time for practice.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts with him and Galatians, Pegofia, and then it kind of goes through the rest of the team. And I like the energy that they play with. They're flying around, doing what we ask them to do, and we've moved some pieces around to get the best 11 on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been pretty watching it in action.
Who do you feel had the best summer and fall camp during the off season?
I would say Marquis Haynes. He's a kid that was an outside linebacker on JV last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we made the switch to make him a defensive end just because, he's a long, athletic kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's just behind two guys that are just better than him,
mm-hmm.
but he should play because he's good. And so we made him a defensive end because of that, and he has found his niche.
That's awesome.
He's already got a couple schools looking at him. He's already been offered by a couple of colleges as well. So I think he's kind of that diamond in the rough that y'all better be ready for.
Martin has a very tricky offense.
Mm-hmm.
Arlington plays a spread.
Mm-hmm.
Haltom has their offense. What kind of preparation goes into being ready for all those different types of offenses that you have to play year in and year out, switching from one scheme to the next with just a few days turnover?
Well, the biggest thing is make the complex simple. And that's
mm-hmm.
one thing that I think as a defensive staff we've done a really, really good job of. I think the times where we've gotten in trouble as a staff is where we've tried to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so we like being simple yet multiple. And I think that's kind of been our calling card on defense is that, yeah, you may know where we're going to line up, but you're not going to know where we end up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, switching, we've switched schemes since year one where we were a 3-down team to a 4-down team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of fit our kids the best because the great thing about high school coaching is you don't dictate who you get.
Right.
So as a coach, you got to be willing to adapt to the kids you have.
Right.
And I think the changes we've made have been best for the kids we have. defensively. And so, and the same thing offensively as well. You know, we may emphasize certain things just because of the kids we have.
Right.
And so I think that's kind of been a benefit to us, is that no coach is like, we're running this no matter if we got the kids or not. It's, okay, what can our kids do best? Let's figure out what they do best, and then we'll cater the scheme to that.
Based on that, and based on how many returners you've got, you mentioned Bryson, you mentioned Galatians. Are they the two that you feel like you're going to be leaning on the most? Are they headed towards maybe a captain's position? Who on the defensive unit do you think is going to be leading the charge?
I would say 4 guys that return would be leading the 4 to 7. So I would say Bryce Costello, you got Galatians Pegofia, you have Kevin Baines, and then Princeton Campbell. You know, he's a kid that was a backup receiver, and when we were kind of struggling at the safety position last year, we basically was like, hey, we need you to play safety for us. We'll be a lot better football team if you just make the switch. And he's made the switch, and he thrived in he only played it for, I want to say, just the district games.
Okay.
And I want to say he finished the season with over 40-something tackles.
Wow.
With 3 picks, you know, so, you know, he's I call him the little honey badger. So back there. So.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
It must be interesting, or I would imagine that it's interesting when you have kids that maybe want to play those skill positions. They want to be a receiver because that's where a lot of the stats are. That's where a lot of the popularity is. But then you have a player like that you know is athletic, and you want to get them reps. How much convincing does it take to get somebody from being a wide receiver and switching them to defense if wide receiver is what maybe they had their heart set on?
So it all depends on the kid. You know, sometimes it's just as simple as, hey, if you want to play more,
this is where it's at.
This is where it's going to be, and we know you're going to be great at it. Sometimes it's like pulling hair. So to give you a funny story, this actually happened before I got here with Coach DeArmond. So I don't want to take full credit for it, but I've done it in other places as well. You know, DJ Campbell, who's at Texas, he's up for, I can't remember the Remington Award, which is best O-lineman in the country. A lot of people don't know he was a D lineman before he got switched to O-line.
Before he moved.
And so when Coach Campbell, Coach DeArmond, and those guys came to DJ about, DJ thought that they were trying to ruin his career. And so, you know, one thing I stress to parents, and I've got plenty of examples, but one thing I try to stress to parents is understand when a coach moves a kid, it's usually for the benefit of the kid.
Right.
We don't want them, if we think your kid can play another position, we're doing that because we want to help you and the kid in their athletic career, regardless of how long that's going to be. So, you know, I try to do that with those examples of, look, these kids fought it and it still worked out for them. And then there's other kids that just did it and it worked out for them. So, like I said, it all depends on the kid. We just try to be proactive in spreading that message.
What kind of things do you hope to learn the most during this scrimmage and this non-district competition in order to get those players as a cohesive unit for district play? A lot of returners definitely helps, but there's still chemistry that needs to be built.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing you look for is, you know, like with the group we had last year, you want to look at, okay, how do we act in certain situations? You know, you want to see your kids have resolve and fight. And then the other thing, you want to see them get out there and compete against some of the best in the state. And so, you know, because the kids won't see how good they can be until they play people that are that good. And so I think our team realized last year how good they could possibly be by playing really good people. You know, we're probably 3 plays from being 2-1 coming out of non-district, even though we were 0-3.
Right.
And so, you know, that kind of pissed that group off a little bit, you know, losing those super close games.
Sure.
And so, you know, the Coppell game was kind of a wash because we had 7 starters out in that one. But they left that game knowing like we can play with anybody if we continue to just stick with the process. And that's the same thing with this group. You know, we're playing good people because I want them to know you can play with anybody.
Right.
Welcome back out to Buddy Echols Field. Tim Costello, Zach Arnold joining you on the Taqueria Taco Express halftime show. Zach, started out okay. Defense was making plays, and then, boy, that second quarter got out of hand rather quickly. I am. It is, as you said, it's unfortunate because there were some good plays along the way. The team made some early turnovers in the first quarter. It really felt like this could be a competitive game back and forth. And then in that second quarter, the defense spent a lot of time on the field. They really looked gassed, had some serious trouble stopping the run. And if you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day.
Here I am. I think I finally got it going okay. It took me a second to unmute myself. Sorry about that. What's really ironic is our halftime presentation was talking with Coach Sam about the defensive side of the ball, and then they get gashed for 40 points in the first half. There's a lot of things about this defensive unit that he's really excited about, though, as you all just got to hear. And so what's going to be really interesting is the halftime adjustments, and it's going to be what can you do to stay motivated, to keep making big plays, to keep doing things like what you were able to do in the first quarter, because you force a couple of turnovers. You have a couple of big plays, but when you have that special teams miscue that gives them the ball in plus territory, when you have too many drives that stall out and you have to punt it away, I mean, you have the kickoff mishap, you have Pawagofi's late fumble. Those are easy points that should not be given up. And so there's still some fundamentals, in spite of not being heavily penalized, there's still some fundamentals that this team has to work on, and hopefully we get to see that in the second half.
No, absolutely. You don't give up 41 points and a half, and realistically it all just comes on long 10-play drives, right? There's going to be some situations that happen, some short fields, the fumble on the attempted punt, the letting the kick bounce and not fielding it. Those are things you can clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not those are mental mistakes, right? Like things like that. But I'm just shocked at just the way the team has not stopped the run today. Like that is, to me, that is the biggest concern. I get it. You've got a dual threat quarterback. A fair amount of the yards he's picked up have been on not design plays, kind of scramble type plays, but also towards the end of that second quarter, the combination of Jaden George and Dylan McCaffey pretty much had their way at the line of scrimmage, and this Coppell offensive line really started to manhandle the Volunteers as that second quarter went on. Those running lanes were very wide open.
They were. George has 70 yards on 8 carries for 2 scores. McAfee has 52 yards on 7 carries, so both of them averaging somewhere between 7.5 to 8.5 yards per touch, which is ridiculous. And then Zingelman has basically outrun both of them, 155 yards on the ground and 2 rushing scores for him.
So they've got like 270 yards on the ground in the first half, essentially.
276, according to the Dallas Morning News. Shout out to Justin for providing the stats that we're able to use on the broadcast. We appreciate DMN's efforts in getting able to use those things in real time, because I just found out that the Weatherford game at Arlington is not being statted, and so Pops and John Nelson don't have the luxury that we do here tonight. So anytime we have those stats, we're grateful for them, even if it is a 359 to 84 yardage disparity between these two clubs tonight.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Like when we were in warm-ups, I really thought we were kind of set for a really nice matchup, right? A battle of two titans, district winners, teams that have high playoff hopes, and
It really just fell off the rails in
It
the second quarter, man, because at the end of the first, it was 7-0.
Yeah.
And there's 40 points on the board now. That means Coppell put up 33 in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about when you say it like that, right? But then you remember there was a fumbled punt that set them up at the 15. There was a recovered kickoff that set them up at the 30. There was a lot of miscues that gave short field, a lot of long, big plays, right? How many 20-yard plus plays did they have in that second quarter?
Right.
Each one of those touchdown drives, minus the one that started at the 15, had one because you couldn't even get 20 yards. But there were some big gash plays. There were some mental errors. I'd like to just see the Volunteers come out, play a clean half of football. The odds are you're not going to win this football game. You are down 33 points right now. But what you can do is put some good momentum together, play clean football, get out of here without anybody else getting hurt, and go into next week feeling better about your offense than you do right now. Feeling better about the defense than you do right now.
Right, because district play is right around the corner. We'll go ahead and show you the field as the teams get ready to return for the third quarter, the second half of play. And this is really just a tune-up for both teams to get ready for district. And so with that in mind, we'll give you a scoreboard report presented by Eka Signs for some scores around the district. At the half, Arlington was ahead 21-14, and MacArthur was leading Sam Houston 28-21. So a couple of other really tightly contested games being played over on the Zap Network. Lamar at Mesquite Horn is a 14-14 deadlock the last time we were keeping up with them. It was 17-7 Haltom at Fort Worth Boswell the last time we looked, and South Grand Prairie was beating Mansfield Legacy by a score of 21-7. Martin took care of business yesterday against Mansfield 74-47. It was a 41-27 final for Grand Prairie over Irving Nimitz, and also in Arlington ISD, Seguin took down Burleson 21-0. Fans, a reminder that the halftime show is presented by Taqueria Taco Express. They can solve any Mexican food craving with 5 convenient locations and a 6th one opening soon. Taco Express can solve all your Mexican food cravings. Be sure to visit them on Taco Tuesday for their 5 taco and large agua fresca Taco Tuesday special, just $10. Order online to collect points for free food, and you can visit taqueriatacoexpress.com. I know we're doing a whole bunch of readers, Tim, but we might as well also talk about our friends at 1836 while we have the opportunity before the second half gets underway. Fans, the third quarter, which is about to start, is presented by 1836 Home Inspections. Rooted in Texas pride, 1836 provides peace of mind for one of the most important financial decisions of your life. With comprehensive reporting, same-day report delivery, and cutting-edge technology, you can be assured with an 1836 Home Inspection Report. Call 817-382-2111 to schedule your inspection. 1836, your line in the sand. I think we got it all in.
I think so.
We appreciate all of the sponsors that we have here on the Zap Network. They help make sure that these games stay free to consume, as long as you're willing to put up with a couple of advertisements. That's the trade-off, and so far it has worked out pretty well for us as we continue to grow and expand. The first ever triple header taking place on the Zap Network tonight with Sam Houston at Choctaw. Arlington now ahead 28-14 with the ball as the third quarter has gotten underway there. And, of course, the score that you see on the scoreboard right now that we will not mention, much like he who shall not be named.
All righty. We're going to get this thing underway. Start of the third quarter, we'll have Bowie set to receive. It's a low line drive kick fielded at the 15, coming across the 20 down to the near the 30-yard line. It looked like it was Birdow that time, bringing it out. So that will get things started. They say it's actually at the 26. I had him tripped up a little further back than I did.
Bibbs is 6 for 13 for 49 yards. Ponder, the leading rusher, 7 carries for 26 yards. Max Nichols with a 17-yard catch. Tennyson with a 12-yard catch. Burdo with an 11-yard catch. But as we mentioned during halftime, not as much offense to talk about as we thought we would here at the top of the show.
Shotgun snap. They throw a quick screen on the outside to Osunde Brown. He kicks up about 7-8 yards. And nice start to the third quarter for the Volunteers. Actually going to give them a full 10 and a first down.
And that's the thing that they've been needing to do is get the ball in the hands of playmakers, get them an opportunity to get out in space. And Osunde Brown moves the chains on the first play of the third quarter.
Now they will look to the sidelines, possibly changing the play. It looks like Coppell still has their first team defense on the field. Shotgun snap. They fake the handoff, and Bibbs is going to keep it up the middle. He shakes off a defender, spins across the 50 down to the 47-yard line.
Shakes is a nice way of putting it. He lowered the shoulder and lowered the boom on the defender, spinning out of the contact to pick up 3 or 4 extra yards. Good piece of running there.
Rolling to the right after a shotgun snap. Connects with the tight end. It was number 27, Dante Tennyson. Picks up 3 or 4 yards on the first down completion.
Tennyson has a touchdown in each of the 2 games that Bowie has played. Hoping to keep that streak alive on this march.
Shotgun snap. They do give up the middle to Ponder.
Maybe the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, maybe a yard if the spot is generous. But that'll bring up a third down and 8. They give him a no gain. Ball is at the 44-yard line. Two backs in the backfield with the quarterback Bibbs. One of which is Burdow. Fumbles the snap. He's got to just try and fall on it. He picks it up and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but that is a tough mistake where you're trying to get some momentum going to start the second half.
Yeah, I think Bibbs was looking downfield and didn't haul in the snap cleanly. He was anticipating whatever the play was and wasn't able to anticipate it coming into his hands to set up the play.
Fourth down and 8. The punt team is on. They did cross midfield with this drive, but still end up punting it away. Snap handled cleanly. A end over end punt bounces, takes a great bounce for Bowie, and it will go all the way down to about the 7-yard line.
That's where Coppell's next drive will start. We'll be right back with more high school football on Zap right after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Welcome back out to Echols Field. Cowboys take possession at the 7-yard line after a very nice punt. I was correct about that being the end of the day, most likely for Zingelman, as it looks like Ishan Mayer is back in the game at quarterback for the Cowboys. He had some nice runs in relief of Zingelman in the first quarter. Handoff to the right side is George. Not much room to work with. He's wrapped up. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 20, Jaden George, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 1, Bryson Castillo.
George, as you mentioned in our halftime show, has had a nice game. George is down. He's grabbing the knee with the back of the leg. We're going to take a timeout with him. as they attend to the player. We'll be right back after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistics Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to Coppell, Texas on the Zap Network. Injured player George walks off the field under his own power. Second down and 10, they hand off to the left side. This time it's McAfee. Late penalty flag comes in. I think that might be a face mask, Zach. Just the way that that flag got thrown after the tackle was made. It was number 17, Caleb Pfeiffer, with the stop. Okay, they actually called a holding penalty. So
and that'll back them up.
Yeah, the ball's on the 9. That'll be a 2nd and 14 and a half. Actually, they deny the penalty, so now a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and I think that's what I would take too. You need the longer down and distance. See if you can get the ball back. Because if you get the stop here, you could get it in plus territory.
I wouldn't want to give them the 2 cracks at it, right? The way that their offense has been flowing.
Right.
Play clock has been running. It's down to 10 seconds. They motion McAfee to the right side of the formation. Shotgun snap. Looking to throw. Tight spiral over the middle. Caught and then dropped. We'll have to see if that's a fault. They're saying the receiver was
They're
down.
just saying incomplete.
Now they're saying incomplete.
Head linesman's coming in from the sideline saying he didn't make a football move. That'll just be an incompletion. And 4th down. No instant replay for the officials to take a look at that. So the call that they make is the call that will stand. And it will be 4th down, and Bowie's going to get decent field position.
Let's see what we get here, Zach. I didn't hit the 7 in time. We did have the replay, but of them ruling it incomplete.
Of them coming in. Well, I guess that's an important part of it as well.
Yeah, yes.
It's important to see the official come in and do his job correctly.
So now a punt. An opportunity for some good field position for the Volunteers.
They're coming after it.
Oh, they almost got it.
Thank goodness they didn't run into the kicker.
So now this punt will take a Coppell bounce, roll out of bounds across midfield, all the way back at the 42. A very nice punt. We'll take a quick break, be right back on the Volunteers broadcast, brought to you by John Wade Roofing, right after this.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Back out at Buddy Echols Field. 1st down and 10. Shotgun throw. This one has a chance. Caught down the left sideline, fighting away from a tackle and putting it in for 6. It was the Biggs to Nichols connection that has worked so well this season. All right.
Let's see if we can see that play again. The big pass, the big catch, and the big score, shedding a defender at the 5.
Let's take a moment to just talk about that top-notch camera work there, Zach. You zoomed in right as he broke the tackle. It doesn't get much better than that.
Hey, this is my first time doing commentary and camera work, so I'll give myself a solid B+ on that one.
I'm happy with the look we got there. Extra point up and good. A touchdown and extra point for the Bowie Volunteers. It is now a 40-14 game. Take a quick break. Be right back on the Zap Broadcast Network after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back out. In a quick moment, the Classic South Drive summary. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference. That was a one-play 58-yard drive, a strike from Biggs to the receiver, Nichols. This is an onside kick, and
looks like Coppell fell on it.
a little sneaky, unable to convert, but I don't mind the attempt.
I don't hate the call. You might as well roll out as many punches as you can and see if something rolls your way.
Have the replay here of the onside. And yeah, just unfortunately it took that first skip high and didn't quite react with the turf the way I think the kicker was looking for there. But I'm with you, Zach. You can't lose this game worse, right? A loss is a loss. If you can get yourself back into it, why not try?
That's a good point.
First down and 10. Again, new quarterback in the game. It's Ishan Mayer. Shotgun formation. Mayer gives up the middle. McAfee making men miss, and he's got some room to run. He's down to the 10-5, and he will score a touchdown. It was the shifty running back Dylan McAfee who found a way to shimmy loose from this defense.
It's just fundamentals, wrapping him up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he made one man miss and then turned the Jets on.
If you don't get to him within the first 3 yards at the line of scrimmage, he makes you pay every single time.
Extra point on the way for the Cowboys. Low snap handled well. Extra point is up, and it is good. It is now a 47-14 lead. The timeout on the field will take it with them. Be right back on the Zach Arnold Productions presentation of the Bowie Volunteers football. We'll be right back after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
After the long touchdown run from McAfee, Volunteers waiting on a kickoff. A great start to the half for the Volunteers. They got a stop, they got the ball, they scored, but then one play was all it took for McAfee to make one man miss and then turn on the Jets.
Well, you make the opponent pay the price when you attempt an onside kick. Short field results in a quick strike.
To see what the kicking team does. Do they send it deep? Do they pooch it? This one going to be sent deep. A yard or two into the end zone, it will be taken out. Trying to find some running lanes, spinning out of a tackle across the 20, staying on his feet. 25, 30, 35 is where he will be wrestled down. It was Nichols, Maxwell Nichols that time on the return.
Mad Max getting the team some decent field position here in the third quarter. Couple of quick scoring plays, 6.5 minutes to go here in the third.
With the score the way it is, fans are headed for the exits. A lot of fans here tonight to start this game, so hopefully the blowout allows some easing of traffic. By the time you and I get out of here, it should be a breeze.
We ran a long cable out to the video deck so that you all could get some crowd noise. That might be one of the toughest pieces of cleanup, is just picking that sucker up and getting it retracted in time.
Shotgun snap, throw over the middle, caught by Birdow. Makes one man miss, spins across midfield down to the right at midfield. Actually good for a first down. About a 15-yard pitch and catch that time.
And again, it was one of those short curl routes. Just get it in the hands of a player like Birdow and see what he can do with it. That time he goes for 15.
Second down. Ball at midfield, empty backfield. Bibbs in the shotgun.
New play coming in with only 15 seconds.
10 seconds now on the game, on the play clock, down inside 8. Bibbs moving not with a lot of urgency. Bring a running back into the backfield. They fake the handoff to him. Bibbs will just have to take off due to the pressure. Picks up about 2 yards on the scramble.
Yeah, that looked like a little bit of an RPO there, Tim. He had the option to give. He had the option to run. He might have had the option to throw it. Elects to pick up 2 yards and live to fight another down.
Mad Max checks back into the game after that kick return. Maxwell Nichols, he's split out wide on the far side. Bibbs brings a man in motion across the formation, throws over the middle, has a man, caught, brings it back towards the outside, working down the sideline, shaking and banking, and finally going down inside the 20. It was Osunde Brown making a fantastic play.
Bowie finally got a little bit of momentum here on the play calling and playing with tempo now.
They're going to go fast, and ball's on the ground. It looks like this one was fumbled. No, they say he held on.
And a collective sigh of relief on that ball carry by number 24, Harper. That was almost Mark Sanchez-esque.
Yeah, the handoff looked weird. I think that one was really on Bibbs. He took a couple weird steps forward. Did not look like the running back and quarterback were on the same page.
As it is, Bowie loses a few yards but keeps possession. Second and about 13.
Shotgun formation. They fake the give, little flip into the flat, but not able to connect. He was looking for Birdow, and I don't think Birdow was ready for that one.
There's a penalty on the far sideline there. We'll see who it's against.
So they call that one offsides on the defense. Free play. They'll take the 5 yards instead. That'll bring up a second down and 8 play.
Just under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Seems to have gone by rather quickly, hasn't it, Tim?
Yes, it has. Shotgun snap on a second and 8 play. Looking to throw, instead will step up and take off running. Going towards the pylon. He's not going to get it. It will be enough for a first down. First and goal on the way.
Bibbs with a great set of vision there, recognizing that the throw to the right-hand side isn't there, but so is the defense. Goes where they are not and gives Bowie a first and goal.
And we mentioned it in the pregame show. Paigofi now making his way in for the goal line formation. Maybe a fake in the way he's handling things. Instead, they hand off up the middle and in for the touchdown is Ponder.
Good way to finish the drive for the Volunteers. You get a couple of big plays, and then
Looks
you
like
get your
Bibbs
quarterback.
is limping a little bit.
He had to come out for a series or two in the game against Keller. He may not be 100%, but he's still out there fighting, even with the score being what it is. Espindola coming on for the extra point attempt, though.
Chance to cut this one to a 47-21 lead. Instead, the snap is fumbled. Osunde Brown picks it up, and there will be no additional points on this touchdown as the attempt is, we'll just call it no good, never even was made. So a 47-20 game as we have 3:31 left in the quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Rummy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Rummy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
After the touchdown run, a 47-20 lead for the Cowboys here in Coppell, Texas. The Bowie Volunteers looking to kick this one deep, try and get a stop and keep scoring points if they can. This one, a line drive kick, rolls through a couple of legs and arms, eventually makes its way out of bounds. Unfortunate, it was not a bad onside kick attempt, but just didn't nick anybody.
Well, this time you send it between the players instead of going for the high point bounce and see if you can fall on the loose ball past the first line of defense. Unfortunately, it just went too far and ended up going out of bounds.
Again, these are two pretty good onside attempts, I feel like. All that one needed was just to nick somebody, to touch somebody, and it somehow avoided everybody. Again, it looked like a pretty good little attempt. First down and 10 for the Cowboys.
About 3.5 to go here in the third period.
Ishan Mayer stays in the game at quarterback. Three receivers on the right side of the field. The running back, McAfee, on the right hip. Shotgun snap. The give is up the middle of McAfee. He makes one man miss. Stiff arms a second. He drags Paigopi with him for at least 2 yards before finally going down at about the 45. Just the kind of guy McAfee is, he picks up Paigopi afterwards too.
Yeah, and again, it's that line of scrimmage. Once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he goes for extra yards. If you can get him at the point of attack before he breaks free, then he's not going to do very much. But once he gets past that first line, it's trouble.
Two receivers on the far side, one receiver on the near side of the field. Shotgun formation. The give is again up the middle. Again, McAfee puts the ball on the ground now, and this one is going to be recovered by the Volunteers. He was fighting for those extra yards, like you mentioned, Zach, and sometimes that fight, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. That's a big turnover for the Vols. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Welcome back out to Coppell, Texas. First play from scrimmage, shotgun formation, throwing down the left sideline, reeled in. Mad Max, Maxwell Nichols, goes up and elevates over the cornerback around the 40-yard line, falling down At about the 38, big-time play on first down.
Yeah, Bowie's playing with tempo, so we didn't get to properly thank our friends at Local Legends Figures, but it was a pretty cool birthday gift being able to have a Local Legend figurine that looks like myself. Shout out to Local Legends.
Shotgun snap on the second play of this drive, stepping out of the pocket, stepping up, finding some running room across the 30 down to the 25. A nice read there from the quarterback Bibbs, and he picks up another first down.
There is a penalty marker sitting at the 22-yard line there. Coach Sam with his headset off. Not thrilled with whatever this call may be.
Looks like they're pointing at the Coppell player.
And it's so far away from everything, too.
Have to see what the rule, I think they're saying with a face mask on the defense.
Hands to the face will be an extra 15/half the distance. And Bowie's inside the red zone just like that.
First time today, Zach. No, that's not true.
That's not true.
They had on the last drive.
They got to the 1 on the last drive.
Much different second half here from the Bowie offense. Shotgun snap from the 15, throws, caught at the 10, making a move towards the end zone, dives in, Sunday Brown scores.
Still waiting on the signal. It looks like the umpire is going to put him at the 1-yard line.
Oh, I
thought the spin and the extension was enough. I still haven't seen the touchdown symbol, but the kicking team is
the line judge signal.
I must have missed it. My apologies. That is a touchdown for the Volunteers.
That one just took 3 plays, Zach.
Oh yeah, another scoring drive presented by Classic South. South. I know how to do words.
This one 3 plays, 55 yards as the extra point is blocked.
Attempt is no good. Just over 2 minutes to go. I don't know why they're running the clock on a special teams attempt. The game clock ran on the extra point.
That's okay.
About 2 minutes to go in the third now. It's 47-26. We'll be back on the Zap Network right after this. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
After the touchdown and blocked extra point, we now have a 21-point game, 47-26, Cowboys on top.
And if Bowie can get another stop and get another score in the next few minutes, it's a 2-possession game. And all of a sudden, Coach Wiley might have to think about bringing Zingelman back into the ballgame.
Oh, you're not wrong. This one, another onside kick attempt. This one has a chance to be recovered. It's been touched, and they got it. The Volunteers got it. The kicker himself came away with it. Oh, my goodness. There's a player down on the field, but the Volunteers found a way to recover that kick. Here's the replay.
Big boy Espindola able to place that one well. Sending it to the near side, getting the hop that he needs. It went way high, got away from a Coppell player, and Bowie has it near midfield.
I think it's number 18 that's down. Jalen D. He got hit from behind. Let's hope he's okay. Let's take a, nope, he's going to be okay. He's up. It's actually, I think that's actually Birdow who was banged up on the play. It was
Number
Birdow.
3, Birdow, able to get up under his own power, thank goodness. And now Bowie with the ball and momentum here in this third quarter. Tim, we might have a ball game if they can score quickly here.
If they can find a way to put some points on the board before the end of this third quarter, I think you're right, and Zingelman's going to have to get back off the bench. Apologize there, the score needed a quick updating. Shotgun formation. Osunde Brown motions across the formation, stepping up, trying to find some running room as Bibbs. he avoids the stack and maybe gets 6 inches of positive momentum.
Depending on if it's a left or a right-footed ref. Back in the Metroplex, also on the Zap Network, going to the fourth quarter, Arlington 35, Weatherford 21.
Here's a shotgun formation. I don't think they've not been in a shotgun at any point today.
Very rarely do you see high school teams go under center. It takes a special formation. Holton has a run scheme that goes under center, but they are the exception, not the rule.
Here's the snap, looking to throw, going down the right side, has his man, one-handed catch! Oh my goodness! That one was special, Zach. Let's see it again. Trying for that
let's hope
back
we can
shoulder
see it
fade.
before Bowie moves with momentum. They have it at the 26 after the big catch and run.
It was a back shoulder fade to Nichols. And what a catch it was. Back live, here we go. Shotgun snap, again looking to throw, rolling left, throwing left, caught on the sideline but out of bounds. Incomplete.
Suffice to say, momentum is with the Volunteers right now.
Maxwell Nichols has come alive in this third quarter.
Just under a minute to go in the third. Bowie looking to make it a 2-score game here.
Finally taking some shots down the field. Here's the snap. Fakes to the left, now rolls back to the right, throws on the run, and incomplete. He was looking for the receiver, Darian Carson, and Carson either slipped or was hit a tad early. Either way, taken out of the play. Now a big third down after that long pass play. You've got to find a way to take advantage of that chunk gain.
Well, and this is absolutely 2-down territory. A field goal does you no good with the score being what it is. So Bowie's got a couple of chances to get the first down yardage here. I would not be surprised to see a run play or something underneath to try to set up a better fourth down opportunity.
I like the way they've been moving Bibbs, giving him a chance to either take off with it or use his arm, but it's his choice. Now here the defense gets to him, unable to avoid the rush, and that's going to make it a 4th and 14.
And this is outside of Espindola's range. So we will see, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive backs near the line of scrimmage. Ultra prevent defense for Coppell here on 4th and long.
You got to think they're looking for Maxwell.
They're doubling number 7 on the far side, no doubt about it.
Yep, there's a safety shading over there. They're just going to put the safety right over him, it looks like. Shotgun snap, looking to throw, stepping up, trying to find some time. Now he takes off, going for the sideline. He's across the 25-20, knocked out of bounds. That's going to be really close to a first down.
That is so close. It depends on where they spot, and the line to gain
I think that's going to be short.
Is about the 17. I don't know if he got it. They're putting him at the 19, and it'll be a turnover on downs to end the third. Bowie gets the onside kick but doesn't get points. To the fourth quarter we go. This is High School Football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday, con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back out. Fourth quarter action. I want to remind everybody the fourth quarter is presented by Modern West Windows and Doors. See the difference that their portfolio can make on your home by visiting their showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth, or by going to modernwestwindows.com to explore their inventory. Zach, that was a tough end of that drive there at the end of the third quarter, a chance to make this a 2-touchdown game. Took off running on 4th down, diving for the pylon, diving for the first down, and just coming up short. That means the Cowboys will take possession deep in their own territory to start the fourth quarter. Do you think they stay with the backup quarterback, Mayer, or do you go to to your star in Zingelman right now. They're staying with my ear.
I'm intrigued that they're staying with my ear, but I think that if Bowie had scored on that possession, we would definitely see someone else behind center.
A 3-touchdown lead, 12 minutes to go in this game. Here we are in the fourth quarter. Totally different tone in this stadium than it was just 25 minutes ago.
I think they had the wrong ball out there, Tim. I think they still had Bowie's football. Getting Coppell's ball out there now. Still an opportunity to get a stop here and try to get the ball back. If you can force a 3-and-out, you still get decent field position.
Fair. I mean, you still got some time left right now. Shotgun snap. They hand off up the middle. And a great job again by this defensive line. Really has done a much better job in this second half.
Whatever conversation was had in the locker room at halftime, both the offense and the defense seem to have taken it to heart. They're not just playing for pride, they're playing to force overtime if they can. 2nd down and 8.
Bowie ended up in an overtime game earlier this year they had no business being in because they had such a good lead late. Maybe they can get the other side of things. This is a down game that had a business being in overtime, but if they can force it there, the momentum would be in their favor. 2nd down, they fake the handoff, throw over the middle. This one is caught, wrapped up immediately at the 25-yard line. It should be just a tad short of the 1st down.
Yeah, the possession started at the 19, line to gain is the 29. It's a big 3rd down and 4 for the Bowie defense here.
So inspired tackling by the Volunteers in this second half compared to what happened in the first. But this is what happens when you can rest your defense and they're not living on the football field the way they were in the first half. Play blown dead.
Is that a false start?
It is a false start.
That's a big shift.
Just what the doctor ordered.
From 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9 completely changes the dynamic of the down.
Backs it up to the looks like
about
the 20.
About the 20, yeah.
Third down and 9. 2 receivers on each side of the field. The running back on the left hip now moving to the right flat. Ball is dropped. My ears picks it back up, tries to wiggle out of trouble, and he will go down at the 22-yard line.
Big
Not essentially
stop.
a sack, but still a stop on 3rd down.
Yeah, he made it back to the line of scrimmage and got across it, but Bowie forces that 3-and-out I talked about, and they'll get the ball pretty close to midfield as the punt returner number 3, Birdow, is setting up around his 45. And if I'm Bowie, I'm bringing the pressure here.
Absolutely. You're redlining the rest of this game. You're bringing pressure, you're onside kicking, you are going for it on 4th down. You redline this game. Here comes the pressure, doesn't quite get there. Still a very good punt too, and takes a really good bounce for Coppell all the way down to the 23-yard line, about 14, 15 yards past the return man. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Fourth quarter action in Coppell, Texas. Bowie trying to rally. Shotgun snap, throw over the middle, caught, making one man miss, spinning across the 30 down to the 32. A nice pitch and catch for 9 yards to start the drive for Maxwell Nichols.
Our friend Yadi Pagan from Classic South is actually down south on the sidelines, and he says the vibe has shifted. Whatever Coach Sam said in the locker room must have affected everyone. It is showing out there on the football field.
Yeah, it really is. Here's a little swing pass to the flat. Across the 35 with room. 35, 40, 45. And across midfield before being shoved out of bounds.
Looks like they're going to spot him on the short side at the 49. Must have been a tiptoe situation, but Bowie does have a first down at midfield. Injured Coppell player will take a short break and be right back on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing after this.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zach.
After the injury to Kenneth Gibbs, we come back for a first down and 10. Shotgun snap, rolling right, throwing right, has a man across the 45 down to the 41. It was a Sunday Brown reeling that ball in. Should be very close to a first down and is.
Moving the chains here in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to go here in the fourth.
Two receivers on the near side, two on the far side. Very tight formation. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Evades pressure, trying to just hold on to the ball, gets some positive yardage out of what could have been a sack.
Maybe the original line of scrimmage.
They actually move it back about a yard.
But now you got to bring everybody back to the line and get the new play call in. Try to get a little more movement as you approach 7 minutes now after that sack continues the clock to rolling.
So a second down and 11. Big opportunity for the Volunteers trying to get back into this game. That's a false start. That one was obvious, unfortunately. It looked like it was number 67 who false started. Lazaro Tiaherna.
New play call comes in.
A lot of time used up on this drive, Zach. That's the only issue right now. At 6:58 left to go. Again, you need 3 touchdowns. Got to get on the move. Second down and 16. You got one-on-one coverage on the near side of the field with Mad Max again. Trying to find him, hit as he throws, intercepted. This one is picked off by the Coppell Cowboys. It's number 44 making the play. Lucas Campbell, flag comes in late. Bibbs was hit as he threw, and that might be a bit of an issue with the comeback.
That may stall the drive and potentially stall the ball game. Powell Goffey was able to make a one-handed interception snag against Keller last week in a very similar situation with pressure on the quarterback. This time it happens to Bowie, and the penalty marker may be a hold during the return, but we'll have to wait and see what the call is.
3 different flags on the field. I'm not sure if they're all for the same infraction or maybe some offsetting. Blindside block is what the call is.
So it'll be Coppell ball, but 15 yards back from the spot of the blindside block. It'll put them into poorer field position, but at this point, Tim, with it being a 3-possession difference, it may be time to start warming up the fat lady.
Yeah, this is a time scenario, right? Only 7 minutes left to go. You had all the momentum in the world working for you. If you could have got points out of that drive right there, I feel really good about where you're at. But now, giving the ball back with 7 minutes left and down 3 touchdowns, it's going to take a miracle.
A minimum of a minute or 2 is going to come off. And if they get first down after first down, it'll be even more than that.
Meyer stays in the game at quarterback. Three receivers and the running back in the backfield. The give is to McAfee up the middle. Gets 2 or 3 yards before being swallowed up by this Volunteer defense.
Credit number 94, Chris Williams with the stop. Second down.
They give him 3 yards on the first down carry. I'm impressed with the second half effort tonight from this Volunteer defense. They got gashed on the run in the first half. They've done a much better job with it in the second. Handoff is up the middle again to McAfee. He gets across the 35 down to 35 and a half.
Third down here. We'll call it 3 to go. Bowie needs a stop and a blocked punt for a touchdown and a couple other miracles, but hey, it's high school football. Stranger things have definitely happened.
Clock inside of 6 minutes and running. Two receivers, 2 tight ends, and a running back. The handoff up the middle, McAfee. I don't know if he got it.
He didn't get there.
That's going to be short.
Now, if you're Coach Sam, do you spend one of your timeouts to stop the clock from bleeding a little bit? You still have the 2-minute timeout in a few minutes' time also.
I think no, not at this point. I think you take some quick shots if you can, but I don't think you start thinking of timeouts just yet.
Here comes Berto for the punt return. We'll see if Bowie brings the pressure with Coppell lining up at their own 24 to send it away.
The punt's going to come under 5 minutes as there's 4:59 with 2 seconds on the play clock. This one almost gets there too. Berto fields this one at the 25. Goes backwards a little bit. Now gets across the 30. He got folded in a weird way. That's concerning. Hopefully he's okay.
And flags are flying back across midfield. We'll let you know what the penalty is after the break. High school football on the Zap Network will be back right after this.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistic Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistic Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information. Buying a vehicle can be overwhelming. That's why Yadi Pagan at Classic Chevrolet has created a guide to car buying to help ensure you make the right choice. Classic South has a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, and Yadi will put all his energy to make sure you get the best deal possible. Call 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Welcome back out to Coppell, Texas. It is Riker Villanis, the linebacker, or maybe Villainous, the linebacker for the Cowboys, who Unfortunately, it has to be helped off the field. It looked like maybe it was Birdow who got folded up weird, but in actuality, it was Villainous, the linebacker for the Cowboys.
There was a dead ball, unsportsmanlike, on the other side of the 50 as well. So Bowie will get it at their own 46 to start this next possession, just under 5 minutes to play.
Bunch formation on the far side of the field. You've got the running back in the slot and one receiver isolated on the near side. They're going to go to the isolated receiver. It's Maxwell. Back shoulder fade. Makes one man miss. Spins away from a second. He could go all the way. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Volunteers. I think this is going to be offensive pass interference. Yep, they're saying he pushed off. That's a tough call to make there. Go to the replay and we can show it to you here.
It was after, the replay came after the shove, unfortunately. Coach Sam is asking about the contact, pleading his case.
I don't think you can make that call in that situation, Zach. It was a pretty tic-tac, back and forth hand battle, but I don't know.
He must have very egregiously extended in order to get that call made.
That's a tough break for the Volunteers. That's a game-changing play.
Instead of a quick strike and an opportunity to do another onside, you're backed up deeper into your own territory and having to play from behind the sticks.
So that's a 15-yarder.
Looks like 15 from the spot of the foul. They had it at the 41. It's back to the 31. So the shove off must have been about 5 yards deep.
Well, they did 15, 46 to 31. They've moved it
Oh,
15
46, you're right.
That should be a pass interference, that is. So now they're going to go back up to the 41.
And a fresh set of downs.
Yeah.
So it's all for naught. My mistake. I
Minus the
thought they
touchdown.
had it at the 41. I didn't remember seeing it at the 46.
So a 15-yard penalty as the tight end ripped down in the middle of his route. Number 27, Dante Tennyson. Just everybody getting their steps in. The refs need a few more extra steps today on the old Fitbit.
This is putting it in plus territory. I don't know why they thought it was on that side of the 50 when it's on this side of the 50. I guess they heard the 46 and they went to the other 46.
So that was 4:25, a first down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. The shotgun snap, looking to throw, throwing down the left sideline, has a man but overshot him. Was trying to connect with number 13, Darian Carson. Ponder checks back into the game. Maxwell Nichols on the near sideline, isolated. They've got 4 receivers on the far side. Press coverage on the young phenom. Oh, what a good move off the line of scrimmage. He's got him. Oh, couldn't hold on.
That looked like a little reach on his receiving arm, but nothing's going to get called. Unable to complete the catch there.
That was a great release by Nichols to get inside on his corner. But they have a lot of attention paid to this young man right now, and rightfully so.
I was about to say, it is completely justified. Late in the ballgame over at Choctaw Stadium, it's a good one. MacArthur 34, Sam Houston 28. That game also live on the Zap Network.
Shotgun snap, low snap, handled well. Bibbs going to the far sideline, has his man at midfield. He cuts it back towards the middle, rips his helmet off. How is that not a penalty? He literally ripped off his helmet.
Birdo loses his hat.
That's questionable officiating, to say the least, Zach. They tackled high and ripped off the young man's helmet. He has to come out for a play, and there's no penalty called whatsoever.
Ultimately, it's about player safety. That is one of the biggest points. And when you lose your headgear like that in a game that's as intense as football.
They're going to bring the heavies in on this third down play. 3rd and 4. I'm sorry, 4th and 3, actually. The handoff. No, they throw it to Pagagofi. He can't make the catch. Not a very good throw. He had room.
Trick play unsuccessful, and that may do it for Bowie's momentum. We'll be right back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing, right after.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Fans, a reminder to stay tuned for the postgame show presented by our friends at John Wade Roofing at the immediate conclusion of this ball game. We'll have some stats from the Dallas Morning News, some scores from around the area, as well as some thoughts on how this game finished up. Bowie outscored the Cowboys 19-7 in that third quarter to try to make a bit of a rally. But when you give up 33 in the quarter before that, Tim, it's just very, very hard to overcome that.
It is. And honestly, Zach, if you look at the not fielded kickoff and the fumbled punt, it's a one-score game right now.
It could be.
Shotgun snap, they give. No keeper for Meyer. He gets across midfield to about the 48-yard line.
Rivas in on the tackle.
Cougars might not need a new quarterback. They got 33 points already tonight on the Colorado Buffs. We don't need a Coppell quarterback next year. Actually, I'd still take him. He looked pretty darn good.
Yeah, you're a native Houstonian keeping up with how the Cougs are doing tonight.
Alumni. But Zingelman, come on down, man. We'd like to have you. 2nd down and 6. They hand off up the middle. McAfee spins out of the first tackle. I don't think he's able to get much more than a couple yards there.
We'll bring up 3rd down. We'll call it 3 or 4.
Actually, that was Jaden George back in the game. He had some cramping earlier, and I think they were giving him a breather, but getting him back out here in the 4th quarter.
2.5 to go in this one. One more running play will take us to the 2-minute timeout.
3rd down and 4. They empty the backfield. When Zingelman was in the game, when Zingelman was in the game, this was typically a quarterback sneak scenario.
Bowie didn't like their formation there, so they will take the first timeout of the half for either team. We haven't seen any timeouts taken after several of them taken in the first half, Tim.
Zach, we could stay here with it if you'd like.
By all means, we've paid our bills. We've said hello to our sponsors. We've got a pretty good turnout over at the Sam Houston MacArthur game. I think that's a new record for a Sam Houston broadcast. 37 people tuning into that ball game for a team that finished 2-8 a season ago. Way to go, Sam Houston faithful. That game is a 4-point advantage for the Cards. It's an 11-point game in the 4th quarter. Arlington 38, Weatherford 27. That one also.
That Arlington offense is the real deal, Zach.
You saw what
something special.
You saw what Cravens was able to do in the short time that you were able to see him against Marcus.
Again, this was the quarterback draw formation, and here it is. Quarterback draw, Meyer trying to get away. Does he have the edge?
He's got enough.
Yeah, by about a yard, it looks like.
Depending on the spot.
But again, what's frustrating is you and I know what's coming here, right? Like, you and I clearly could see that this is going to be the quarterback draw. Why is it still so surprising? 2-minute timeout. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences, and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Welcome back out to Bunny Echols Field. Referees are having a pretty extended conversation. Not sure what about.
Possibly the spot of the ball?
It's a pretty big spot. Oh, actually, there's a rabbit on the field.
What?
Zoom in on that, Zach.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't even see it.
There's a loose vermin.
He is 1 yard away and doesn't realize where he is or what's going on. As soon as somebody approaches him, though, oh, he's gonna lose yardage on this run, Tim. Now he's to the 10, to the 8.
This is like where you have a fan run onto the field. He gets just absolutely laid out by a player at some point. Everybody cheers for the fan.
Are they gonna let play resume with Bugs at the 5-yard line? And we have a touchdown.
They're all scoring for the Rabbit.
Bugs Bunny finds the end zone here at Echols Field. And we have a pretty hair-raising highlight in the final 2 minutes of this ball game.
They do indeed give the Cowboys the first down. Now they hand off up the middle to George. He jumps forward across the 40 to the 37.
And this is just an opportunity to kill time.
Pad your stats a little bit too.
Wonder exactly how many rushing yards you're going to end up with at the end of this ball game. We'll take a look at those stats during the postgame show,
They
presented
ran the ball a lot.
by John Wade Roofing.
It'll be 2nd and 5. Ball's at the 37. Give up the middle. This is a new running back. Number 17, Jaden Todd, getting his first carry of the game. And we're going to get a timeout from the Volunteers, it looks like.
Little over a minute. Still a chance to play this one to the final whistle. That is indeed a Volunteer timeout. It shows 1 left on the scoreboard out here at Echols Field. 1:05 to go until the final whistle. Fans, will have some stats from this game, thoughts and analysis, scores from around the Zap Network and around District 86A. And a lot more fun still to come as we preview district competition that starts next week for your Bowie Volunteers.
So a 3rd down and 2 on the other side of this timeout.
Bowie still has 1 more in their pocket. If they get a stop here, do they call another timeout to try to get the ball back 1 more time? False start.
That'll back it up 5. So now instead of 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 7. Final minute and 5 seconds of this game, taking 5 ever. Just a touch longer than 4 ever.
See, when I was younger, I used to think that your forehead wasn't spelled F-O-R-E. I thought it was the number 4. So whenever I bumped the top of my head, I said that I hit my 5 head.
Shotgun formation, throw to the right side, caught, but immediately brought down short of a first down. So we'll have to, and again, I think we're going to get another timeout called here.
Yep, Coach Sam wants that ball back. He wants to see if we can get 1 more drive in before the game ends.
I understand the desire to finish strong and end on a positive note, but also, you know, it is a 3-score game here.
It has gone final over at UTA Mavericks Stadium. But Sam Houston and MacArthur are still neck and neck late in the fourth quarter. Be sure to give your support to Jot Holly on the call for that football game. Our first Sam Houston exclusive of the season and our first triple header here on Zap. A historic night, no matter how the final score ends up.
Jot was running solo tonight, wasn't he?
He has a camera person.
Has a camera person, okay.
We are partnering with the TCC Northeast campus and UT Arlington this season to bring in some interns who are looking for experience in broadcasting, and Jot had an intern on the camera tonight.
4th down and 3. The shotgun formation. They fake the give. Quarterback keeper. He didn't get it! What a play by the Bowie defense. It was number 17. Caleb Pfeiffer forced him back inside, and the team was able to clean it up. So the Volunteers will get the ball back with 46 seconds left to play. It looks like Pfeiffer is still down on the field.
Hey, you give your body up for your team and make the play that you need to. I love the energy of this team, Tim. Even the score being what it is, they're still playing for strategy. They're still playing for field position. They're still playing for opportunities that can help you learn and develop and, you know, have in-game experiences that you're going to need if a game later in the season is critical. If you need a critical 4th down stop during a district or playoff game, these are the moments where you get that practice, where you get those reps in order to be ready for stuff down the road.
You know, considering you gave up 40 first-half points, the defense played an unbelievable second half tonight, made some serious adjustments. If I'm Coach Sam, do I hate that I lost? Obviously. But am I proud of the way my team rallied in the second half? Absolutely. Shotgun snap. Bibbs trying to find something. Spins out of a sack. Picks up some positive yardage, but is tackled after about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Out of timeouts, about 30 seconds to go in this one. They're going to be playing hurry-up offense for the next little bit here.
Bibbs has taken an absolute beating today. He's going to need an ice bath tomorrow. Trying to get this team to go a little faster. They just stopped the clock with 19 seconds left. If you're going to spike it, that should have happened a lot faster.
Probably should have spiked it sooner, yes.
You let about 15, 20 seconds roll off the clock before you killed it. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. Bunch formation, 3 receivers on the right side. Looking to throw his Bibbs. He's drifting, stepping up, firing. Has a man over the middle caught. It's Osunde Brown. They're going to have to run to the line of scrimmage and clock this one.
9 seconds.
Team getting to the line quickly. They do clock it with 2 seconds left to go. So we'll have one final heave to the end zone to try and cut this to a 2-score game.
Let's see if Mad Max can have some magic in him with all these defensive backs playing around the 20-yard line.
Give it a lot of room. I don't even see Max on the field. Maxwell Nichols is number 7. I don't see him out there. He's on the sideline, Zach. Interesting decision to make a play to go for it this way and to not have your best playmaking wide receiver on the field. Now, I'm not sure what's happening here.
I'm not sure either because Bowie's out of timeouts.
And the play clock has expired.
Six seconds is what they're saying. So the game clock was incorrect.
And the ball was, stopped or clocked. Yeah, they got the prevent defense. You got four rushers. The first line of linebackers at the 30, and then all of the safeties or corner end safeties are at the 10. So this is just going to be a Hail Mary heave, I feel like. Unless they're going for a hook and lateral. Oh, a quick throw and get out of bounds. So with 2 seconds left, they get to the...
Interesting.
They get to the 32-yard line.
I don't think anybody was anticipating a short underneath throw, including Coppell's defense.
I don't think many people were anticipating Coach Sam trying to preserve time to go after this last drive, but
that's true.
He has certainly played all 48 minutes tonight. Looking to throw, trying to find some time. Throw and final heat to the end zone. This one is bopping around, incomplete. And that will do it. Final score from Coppell, Texas. The Coppell Cowboys 47, the Bowie Volunteers 26. We'll take one quick break and we'll get into the post-game show presented to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. New episodes drop monthly featuring news, reviews, discussions, and tangents on all our favorite franchises, including Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stranger Things, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, Dune, Godzilla, Firefly, Pixar, Doctor Who, Indiana Jones, The Last of Us, James Bond, House of the Dragon, Ghostbusters. I think you get the picture. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
Welcome inside the broadcast area here at Echols Field alongside Tim Costello. I'm Zach Arnold. Post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing. Final score in this one, 47-26. Tim, they outscored Coppell 19-7, but then didn't put up a single point in the fourth quarter. So when you give up 33 in the second and then don't score anything in the final frame, that's what this margin ends up creating.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves. It was a tale of quarters, right? The first quarter was a tough-fought game. Second quarter got a little out of hand. Third quarter went totally Bowie's way. And then fourth quarter was just you had – ample opportunity, just couldn't quite put it away, right? A couple failed fourth downs really was the difference there. But I'm really impressed with how the Volunteers finished this football game. Going into halftime, you and I both were like, this could be worse than last year, right? Like you theoretically were on pace to score 80 points based on the 40 in the first half. But credit this Volunteers defense for just completely changing things up in the second half. They found a way to only give up 7 points. They got back into the game. Okay, different quarterback, whatever. You still gave your team a chance, right? And I think Coach Sam has to be at least pleased with the way the team fought and played down the stretch.
They ended up outpassing Coppell 272-87, but when you only have 80 yards on the ground and Coppell puts up 392, there's definitely some stuff to work on in the film room leading into district play next week.
And let's be honest, too, right? You're going up against a quarterback in Zingelman. This guy's going to play D1 college football next year.
He is.
That's tough to defend against at the end of the day as a guy who can do the things with his legs and his arm that he did. But at the end of the day, this is Texas 6A high school football, right? You're going to come across D1 college guys nearly every week. You've got to find a way to out-scheme them.
Mad Max had another 100-yard game, 5 catches for 133 yards, averaging 26.5 yards per catch. He is one of the playmakers, but Osunde Brown fell just short of 100 with 82 yards and a score as well.
And that's without the one that got called back, right? Maxwell could have had another 40, 50 yards and a touchdown.
If he hadn't overextended the arm on that offensive PI, then it's a different ball game. If you field that kick, that kick in the first half cleanly, if you don't fumble your punt deep in your own territory, there's a few plays here and there that kind of allowed things to get a little out of hand. And one positive that you can look at this, Tim, before we switch back to the main field, so you can start getting ready to head home. The Volunteers in the past 2 games had an average of over 100 yards in penalty yardage.
Clean that up today.
They cleaned it up a lot on tonight's game. According to Dallas Morning News, only 4 infractions for 40 yards. So there are some fundamentals that they have cleaned up, but there's still a few more left to do to get ready for district play.
Yeah, I think it's a tale of two halves. I think you're ready for district play, but also at the same time, you got some things to work on. You know, they cleaned up the penalties, but now it's the turnovers. You get that taken care of. You saw the talent that's in this offense in the second half.
Yep.
You go let Maxwell Nichols win you district, right? Like,
yeah.
I throw this guy the ball 20 times a game, we win district.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Special thanks to our friends at John Wade Roofing. Some fun facts about John Wade. Senior played for Arlington High and was their team MVP in '76. He also played for TCU and UTA, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy that the company has built in the community for over 40 years. So the next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, soffit repair, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. I'm inclined to give the player of the game to Jaden Bibbs. He threw for 272 yards and was the team leader in rushing, 15 carries for 56 yards on the ground. Definitely did everything within his power to help propel Bowie, especially in that second half. He is our player of the game, presented by Trinity Logistics Services. Time to take a look at some scores from around the area. It looks like things have gone final at Choctaw Stadium. MacArthur spoils Sam Houston's homecoming on the Zap Network by a final of 40-28. Arlington did not have their homecoming spoiled. They were victorious tonight, 38-27 against Weatherford. On Thursday action, Seguin, also a district, Arlington Independent School District team, won 21-0. The Grand Prairie Gophers defeated Irving Nimitz 41-27. Martin took care of business against Mansfield 74-47. Last time we checked in on Haltom and Saginaw, it was a 17-7 score. That has not changed. Final score 61-14. South Grand Prairie looking like the district favorite early in this season, taking care of Mansfield Legacy. And Lamar is currently leading the Mesquite Horn Jaguars by 3, 27-24, looking to claim their first win of the season. Bowie is in action next week against those Grand Prairie Gophers over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. The Zap Network will be calling that game. The Haltom Buffaloes will be playing at Arlington at Maverick Stadium. And it looks like South Grand Prairie is at the Sam Houston Texans. If we have the staffing for it, we'll try to cover that one as well. But I think it is time for us to start packing things up and head out from Buddy Echols Field. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in to tonight's broadcast, supporting local businesses and local broadcasters with your viewership tonight. Final score again in this one, Coppell 47, Bowie 26. We'll see you all next week for more action here on the Zap Network. But until then, have a great weekend and have a great night.